free heart scan. You'll be connected in seconds. Make sure you let them know that Russ Rollins and the Monster sent you.
You'll use the radio in your car more than anything else. When buying a new car, make sure the AM/FM is simple, clear, and convenient.
Are you all worked up and working too much? You know what y'all need? Y'all need to chill out. Y'all need to have fun. Y'all need some adventure. Why, y'all need Gatorland. How do we know? Ain't no one got more animals, more gators, or more fun than Gatorland. And now Florida residents get what they need for less with $17.50 admission now through the end of February. We know what y'all need. Y'all need Gatorland.
I'm Jeff. I got a call that my wife Katie was in a bad car accident and was airlifted to Shands Hospital. When I got there, she was in surgery for a brain injury. She's had a long recovery. We needed an attorney. Our close friends recommended Glenn Klausman. Glenn Klausman was available 24/7 to help. We've been blessed by my wife's recovery. The results from Glenn Klausman's efforts were way more than expected. He's more than an attorney for us. He's a friend. Call him at 407-917-1718, KLAUSMAN law.com, office Winter Park.
Welcome to Take 5 Oil Change.
Thanks. Got my seat cushion, crossword puzzle, and can't forget the hand sanitizer. Okay, show me the waiting room.
No need for all that. You can stay in your car.
I'll stay in my car? Get out.
Yep, you stay in. It'll just be 10 minutes.
10 minutes? Get out.
Go ahead, sit back and relax.
Well, I guess I'll save all this for the DMV. If only they took 10 minutes, am I right? I'm sorry.
Take 5. The stay in your car 10-minute oil change.
Hey, Russ Rollins here. I'm here to talk to you about something that a lot of guys don't like talking about, and that's low testosterone levels. You know, the truth is men today have 20% less testosterone than their dads did, so it's a thing to deal with. And when you have low testosterone, you feel sluggish, you lose focus all the time, you have trouble in the bedroom. Nobody needs any of that. Get hold of my friends over at Red Mountain Weight Loss, redmountainweightloss.com. And if you call them now for a limited time, you're going to be able to get your testosterone levels set right, and they'll help you with GLP-1 weight loss medication. That's a $299 value when you give them a call now. That's redmountainweightloss.com. That's redmountainweightloss.com. Or pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the keyword Red Mountain, and you'll be connected in seconds. That's redmountainweightloss.com. You'll feel a lot better when you get your testosterone right. redmountainweightloss.com.
Facing an injury is tough, but choosing the right attorney shouldn't be. I'm Mo DeWitt, your Orlando injury attorney. With my zero-fee guarantee, you won't pay a single dime unless we get you money for your injuries. No hidden costs, no upfront fees, just dedicated, hardworking lawyers when you need them the most. Why wait? If you're injured on the go, visit justcallmo.com or give us a call at 1-800-CALL-MO. It's that easy.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having their...
Hello, YouTube people. Hello, Twitch people. Stream people in general. Happy Tuesday to you. Got about a minute and a half before we get this party started. How's everybody's Tuesday? This is not enough time for me to pee, unfortunately. I'm not even running for it. Not gonna do it. Kev. All right, I see what Sean's going for here. Like this stream or the dog gets it. Oh, we had another winner last night at 8 p.m. $1,000 to Robin. Got a couple 8 p.m. winners. Tracy picked up Friday at 8. Robin last night at 8. Put in those keywords, guys. We're doing it. In fact, a new one is about to drop. Let's check it out.
Trusted local fiduciary advisor. Visit TrajanWealth.com.
Coming to you
live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Need help after an accident? Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Check. 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 Enter it now at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. The News Junkie is on. The three best friends you never knew you had, running through the most viral stories of the day. The News Junkie Sean Wasson with Sabrina and C-Lane.
It is Tuesday, February 3rd, 2026. Lots to get to today, from the Nancy Guthrie mystery updates to Roger Goodell addresses the Bad Bunny Super Bowl drama, and anger grows as garbage piles up in New York City, plus your calls, dispatches, emails, texts, and more. Hey there, Sabrina.
Hello.
Hello, C-Lane.
What's happening?
And hello to you. You can join us on the show today. All you have to do is send us a dispatch. Go to thenewsjunkie.com. Hit record on your first dispatch today. You can also watch the show on YouTube and twitch.tv/thenewsjunkie. Your message is rolling right into the studio in real time. And it is, friends, a Share the Show Tuesday. That is when you tell somebody about this here show, about this here radio station.
Share it.
You say, I listen to the News Junkie, and you should too. Bam! Send it over to these folks who are none the wiser to this program.
Thank you.
Say, I think you might enjoy this. It's a little show about viral news. Dig it up if you could. Thank you, folks, on a Share the Show Tuesday. How's everybody doing on a Tuesday?
Pretty good. You know, a little confused weather-wise. This was the first time I had walked out of the house, despite all of the cold weather, that I saw frost.
Oh,
on my
really?
car. Yeah.
What the hell? I thought we were getting to like warm-up territory. Like everybody's
here,
done
dog.
with it now, and maybe not. It's
We're
going to be
winter
here
people.
forever. I know, based on our opening clip, that people haven't gotten over one thing. There's one thing that is still stuck in our craw right now after this cold weather. And that one thing is we ain't getting away from the frozen iguanas anytime soon.
God.
Okay? They are here to stay.
Look
okay?
at that pile.
Yeah, and the best part about it is all of the people, I should not be surprised by this at all. All the people who are in the business of rounding up iguanas are weird.
Yeah.
And yes, C-Lane, there is a
I
person.
see the head now. First, I saw the shoes, and I was like, why does this pile of iguanas have shoes?
Oh.
And now I see a head.
Let's get into it. Let's put our ears to the ground, our fingers on the pulse. Let's see what's happening in this great, big, wild, wide world of ours, and wild today. Didn't we literally just get done saying these things are full of bacteria?
Yeah.
And this guy, he's laying on the ground, and he's covered himself with frozen iguanas in Hollywood, Florida. Let's listen in.
Oh, this guy, man, what are you doing? Is it that cold, bro?
No. Oh, some of them are moving.
God. Why y'all being so loud, bro? I'm trying to sleep.
How you sleeping in this weather with these iguanas on you like that?
Well, it was 30 degrees. Now it's 100. They keep me
No,
warm.
you have 100 iguanas on you. It's
And now I feel like I'm 100 degrees.
I'm trying to park it though. You in a parking spot, bro.
You gotta move, bro.
Wow.
Well, guess what?
Yeah.
Totally natural interaction.
You're in my parking spot right
Thank
now.
God that guy was mic'd up under all those iguanas.
He just happened to have a wireless mic on his little hat. Yeah, just to pick up the audio.
Gross. There is so much disease, and also, leave the iguanas alone. If they're invasive, why are we doing things with the bodies?
Because we're killing them. We're eating them, we're killing them, and we're making blankets out of them. While they're still alive, he covered himself in blankets and he's laying on the ground.
100 more. Go find another spot, bro. Seriously. Go, bro.
Go, bro.
Crazy, bro.
That's crazy. Huh?
For educational purposes, we did not kill these iguanas. This is called brumation. It is hibernation, but for the reptile. They just have no energy, no life, and they're trying to preserve everything that they have left.
Oh, that sounds like me. The last part there.
Same here. Throw me
no
over
energy.
an influencer's body.
What did he say? They have no energy. They have no life. Hold on. They're trying to preserve.
Oh, like, I got to go back right to this part. Here it is.
For the reptile, they just have no energy, no life, and they're trying to preserve everything that they have left.
Yeah, that's me. No energy, no life, just trying to preserve everything I have left, for God's sake.
What they should have done is had that guy drive his car over him.
Just plow these
the parking
things?
spot.
Oh, and little kids just on the side crying, what are you doing, mister? This is what life has come to. This is it right now. And congratulations to all the big iguana fans out there.
You did
it. This is your moment to shine.
Nasty.
You got 2 times a year. When the iguanas fall out of the trees, you get a moment to shine, iguana people. And then when we hunt the iguanas, if it's hunting season, you get to shine then, and elsewhere, no other shining going on. All right. I guess there was one more thing. This is another person just grabbing him. Is this the same guy? This is Floridians picking up iguanas on the sidewalk. This guy's just grabbing him, just like it's a stick on the sidewalk.
Oh, multiple angles.
Yep. Now they got 3 or 4 of them here. Let me see. Is there more?
I think this whole time that we've talked about this, because I've never encountered one of these frozen iguanas in the wild here, I expected them to be more stiff.
Well, these ones aren't moving much. This is a big old bucket full.
No, but
of
I meant like frozen stiff. Like I thought they would be like
iguanasicles.
Yeah, just completely frozen in place. I guess not. I guess they move a little.
They call them invasive, but we're just seeing how many there are when it comes to freezing temperatures. Therefore, how invasive are they if they've been real good about hiding themselves and not bothering anybody this whole year?
They usually just chill, and when they can't chill anymore,
I didn't know
when
we
they're
had that many.
Actually temperature chilled. That's the problem. We have so many of these little suckers. So there you go. That'll kick us off today for a Share the Show Tuesday. I've got a rundown for everybody because I've been following very closely what's going on, because this is an interesting story, getting more interesting by the moment. We talked about it yesterday. Savannah Guthrie's mom is still missing. And I'm not sure if you guys have been picking up on any of the weird details, but it's getting more and more bizarre. Now, this 84-year-old woman, she's the mother, rather, of the Today Show host, Savannah Guthrie, and she has gone missing. She is not in the greatest of health, and now they're saying they found blood at her house.
Oh. And
they believe someone may have abducted her. And Courtney's like, well, is she political? Could be like some crazy political thing. And I go, I don't really view her as a crazy, like, partisan target for people.
When you say her, we're talking Savannah Guthrie.
Savannah Guthrie, yes. Right? So, like, I'm thinking, what would motivate somebody to do this? There's also some other very fishy details. But they released this new thing. Yesterday, they updated it. Missing person, vulnerable adult, Pima County Sheriff's Department. And it shows Savannah Guthrie's missing mom, 84 years old, female. She's 5'5", 150 pounds, brown hair and blue eyes. Missing since January 31st. The days are now piling up. They don't know what the clothing she was wearing when she was last seen was. And here you go. Here's like some of the banner headlines coming in. I'll play the sheriff talking in a second here attached to this story. But this says, authorities believe the Today Show host Savannah Guthrie's mother was taken against her will. And I mean, what is that? That starts to sound like she was like kidnapped or abducted. Or
is that not the definition of kidnap?
Yeah, and abducted. Why? What was the motivation? Well, who were they actually targeting? And there are a lot of new details dropping on this. Let's go to this report here and see what they're saying about the latest details, saying Savannah Guthrie's mom was taken against her will.
They're searching for the mother of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie.
Nancy Guthrie was last seen outside her Tucson area home on Saturday night. Eric is following the investigation. Eric?
Good morning. There is now a $2,500 reward offered for any information that may help locate the 84-year-old.
All right, that was something that stood out to me, too. $2,500 reward?
Very specific, and I'm not trying to sound like a brat, but $2,500 seems low.
It seems very low.
Rewards in the past.
I don't know if it's low on purpose. I don't know. This is a
big deal that's spilling out into national news.
Do you think a nefarious person out there might hold back the tip to wait for that number to grow a little bit?
See if we can get a little higher. I got Grandma on the couch over here.
Here's a tip for you: raise the reward.
$2,500 is not a whole lot. It's just truly not. Let's see what else they say.
The sheriff's office there says they don't know exactly what happened, but do know she didn't leave her home on her own.
Okay.
She is very limited in her mobility, right? We know she didn't just walk out of
It's
there.
the sheriff.
That we know. There are other things at the scene that indicate there was she did not leave on her own.
Okay, what, dude? Like, did you hear him? I'll bring that back. He said there were other things at the scene, and then he really didn't want to say whatever it was.
It sounded like he may have stopped himself in his tracks before saying struggle.
Yeah, yes, I think so too.
Because obviously we know, I don't know if this press conference was before or after we found out that there was blood on the scene, and that was one of the contributing factors to changing this from a simple missing persons case to a crime scene. But he's been very cagey these past 2 days about describing exactly what led them to make that switch.
But there's also probably some evidence in which they know how to nail the perp because the public is not aware of this knowledge.
They definitely want to hold back something, but just kind of, I'll go back, listen to him, just hemming and hawing over that, okay? Listen to him kind of not wanting to mention what happened at the scene.
Leave her home on her own.
She is very limited in her mobility, right? We know she didn't just walk out of there. That we know. There are other things at the scene that indicate there was she did not leave on her own.
Man,
the sheriff declined to provide
there was
more
a struggle.
details.
There was a fight.
What detectives found at 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie's Tucson area home, where she lived alone but did have help around the house.
Miss Guthrie, Nancy Guthrie, is of great sound mind. This is not a dementia related. She is as sharp as a tack.
She was last seen outside her home around 9:30 Saturday night.
We put all our assets into this. Our drone systems, our aircraft.
So they got drones up, they got choppers up. They're looking absolutely everywhere, and they think that this woman was taken against her will. And Savannah Guthrie, the Today Show co-anchor, she released a statement here, and I wanted to pop that into this. It says, let me go to actually the source post here. Here she is. She posted, "Please pray." This is Savannah Guthrie. "We believe in prayer. We believe in voices raised in unison in love and hope. We believe in goodness. We believe in humanity. Above all, we believe in Him, capital H. Thank you for lifting your prayers with ours for our beloved mom, our dearest Nancy, a woman of deep conviction, a good and faithful servant. Raise your prayers with us and believe with us that she will be lifted by them in this very moment. We need you. He will keep in perfect peace those whose hearts are steadfast, trusting in thy Lord." A verse of Isaiah for all time, for all of us. Bring her home.
Whoa.
She says. No real details in there. Just like, hey, pray for my mom to come back. And there's so many bizarre things that are happening around this story.
Cameras, no neighbor ring cams, no street light cameras that picked up anything.
Nothing that they've released yet, Sabrina. I mean, they might have something. People are also saying Savannah Guthrie's worth $50 million. She is. And maybe there's a reason why they're not making the reward higher. Maybe, I just don't know. I literally don't know why they would do it this way. The other story is Savannah Guthrie's missing mom, blood found in home after abduction. And it says the LA Times said blood was discovered alongside signs of forced entry at her multi-million-dollar Tucson home where Nancy Guthrie lives. Authorities have not confirmed who the blood belongs to. She was reported missing Sunday, hours after returning home from dinner Saturday night. Savannah's sister, Ann, is believed to be the last person seeing her mom. They believe she was, here's the key part, Nancy was taken from her bed in the middle of the night, and investigators are looking at registered sex offenders and others in the area while combing through video from cameras at her home, neighbors' residences, local businesses, and traffic lights. All right, so, I mean, all of this is very strange. They said they believe she was abducted while she slept. The sheriff saying, I do believe she was abducted, yes. She didn't walk from there. She didn't go willingly. It's all very, very odd.
Weird, man.
Yeah, and what else do I have here in the
It's
rundown?
weird. They're looking into local sex offenders.
Yeah, I don't know why. Like,
It could be a deranged person who's
I mean,
at this old lady's house.
That would lead us to believe that they were thinking it wasn't a targeted thing because her daughter is on the Today Show, that it's just some crazy person or something.
Targeted thing, you would assume that there was some indication of a ransom or where this is why we're doing it.
And maybe there is, but they certainly haven't shared that.
Weird,
Savannah
man.
Guthrie of NBC has announced she's pulling out of the Winter Olympics. She will not be taking part in the Winter Olympics, which is coming up just a bit here in a handful of days on her network. It's a huge event.
Opening ceremony is Friday.
Yeah, and I mean that's a big thing. So that shows you,
which means they usually start doing the actual sports a couple days before the opening ceremony. So I think some of the events will start as early as tomorrow.
Yeah, and this would be something that she was probably a big part of. Also, the neighbor of NBC host Savannah Guthrie's missing mother, Nancy, has described the chaotic scene of authorities searching the neighborhood after she was reported missing. They said the area is usually quiet. Residents are used to walking their dogs, cycling, and waving good morning to one another. But now there's a crime scene in the area, and this has just thrown things into absolute chaos there. She has a beautiful house. I'm seeing the overhead view of her house here, her residence with a pool, and there's this nice area in Tucson, Arizona.
Checks up on her every day to know that something happened, right?
Yeah. She has people who go out and help at the house. This is a key piece. Nancy's phone, wallet, and car were all still at her home when police began looking for her and detectives searched her property.
This is not good.
She also disappeared without taking the medicine she needs to survive with her. A source close to Savannah Guthrie told the Daily Mail it did not seem like Nancy had chosen to leave on her own accord. They said they were asking people to check all their doorbell cameras and house cameras to see if they can find anything about this. And as I said,
I just checked mine and
nothing. Nothing. She can't help you out. I'm
dog
sorry.
again.
A reward of up to $2,500 has been offered, which is up to $2,500. Up to $2,500.
Oh, so it could be less than $2,500.
Yeah, here's the actual reward poster. 88 crime. It says reward of up to $2,500 for information leading to the arrest of the persons or person involved in the disappearance.
I don't know. Maybe it's where she lives, but despite not knowing the details or who did what, surrounding areas should give you somewhat of a timeline.
Yeah, it's strange. And I'd like to hear if anybody has seen anything else about this to add to the rundown. Anybody has theories of what you think could actually be going on?
You could add to our rundown. We have the best rundown. There's
they can try.
If it was in the rundown, there's nothing else.
But if you'd like to contribute to the bum down, by all means.
They can give it a shot. All you have to do, tips@thenewsjunkie.com. Email the show if you want to be anonymous, put it on top, tips@thenewsjunkie.com, or record your video or audio dispatch and send that over now. When we come back, we got more pre-Super Bowl drama to get into, and in the world of sports, because, man, are we good at sports around these parts. People are mad at the hockey league.
Yeah, tell me about it.
They're on the ice with the pucks and the shucks.
No, not about hockey. Why are they mad?
Oh, they're mad. They're mad about something that happened during an NHL game, and it was one of those like halftime try to hit the shot in the special tiny little goal for some money thing. I'll tell you what went down and why people are mad about this. It's an interesting story. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Hello, good morning. Hey, good looking. Welcome in on a Share the Show Tuesday, second live show of the week. Welcome in. Our cameraman Gene remains on duty, following me around with the Skull mic setup. He continues to excel in his early days on the job. Ryan says the Tampa Bay goalie fought Boston's the other night. Always fun. Yeah, we talked about that after it happened because I think that's got to be rare. The old goalie fight has got to be a rare one.
This family and pet-friendly event is free. and open to the public.
Thank you, Sean. Appreciate that. Got some more work to do to the studio in the next month or so. I got to patch up some stuff going on up here from the big light install where they had to cut stuff through. I'm going flat black, just completely black in the top over the wall there, and putting all these sound panels on the top of it that you won't be able to see, that hopefully will keep out any noises. For goodsies. Zephys says he's Team Creamy. Creamy is in the retirement village over here. Our previous cameraman. Mexicans are mad about ice, so they grab the grandma? Well, there's a theory. I asked for theories. Guys, by the way, all we have left on our goals for this week, because you are all so amazing, is 12. If you Twitch lift the weight for YouTube, all you have to do is get 12 subs. Or Twitch can lift the weight for you with 12 subs. Or 12 gifted Secret Shows subs. Or new subscribers. Any of those numbers will move the needle. And if we get 12 today, boom, we hit the goal, and then we can schedule our next bonus stream. Woody says, bring back Creamy. Creamy has a GoFundMe that's over $250,000 so far. How do you think he's paying for the retirement village? I was not aware. I was not aware. He's right over here just chilling. When Grandma disappeared, Creamy was nowhere to be seen. Coincidence. What do we think is actually going on here? Let's talk about the options. Somebody that knew this woman. Some stranger, some rando in the neighborhood. Somebody who is doing this to like extort money because her daughter is on the Today Show. I honestly do not know what direction this story is going to go in. I saw one more tidbit that we can add. Hang on. I'll have C-Lane look that up when we come back. I thought I saw a story that I think would like change my way of thinking about this Savannah Guthrie mom missing story. We'll hit on that when we come back in just a couple of minutes live on the show. If you're new here, welcome to the world's most viral newsroom. This is a syndicated radio show broadcast in a bunch of great stations and cities in the United States of America on the East Coast, mostly in Florida, but also in New York and elsewhere. When we're not doing the show live, we do this, Skull Mic. That's where we chat back and forth, and you're involved in the show right here. $2,500, they'll get more usable tips. I mean, the thing is, if I was her, I'd go, what's the reward? $2,500? Hey, I'll throw in $250,000. I would say that immediately, but maybe they don't want her to do that for some reason. Maybe there must be some reason why she would be okay with the reward only being $2,500. That suggests a money motive, but I don't know. Not that mobile may mean needing a walker or something. Dakota, she has a cane that is visible in a photo where she visited the Today Show set. And she had bruising all over her arm at that point in time. So she's not in the best of health, obviously. Leebot says because she's probably already dead. Dark! Dark, Lee! Dark, but maybe true? We don't know. Absolutely strange with all the new details. Very true. It is. It's an odd case. Came out of nowhere. But that and the story of the day yesterday, which was this New York Times thing about millennials door dashing every penny of their money, apparently, kind of took back over. And for the first time in 2026, maybe put the ice stories a little bit on the background as that sort of simmers a bit. Gen Z are the DoorDash people? Yeah, to a certain extent, but the main people highlighted in the New York Times story that I talked about yesterday, those were people in their 30s, both of them, I believe. So I think they were both millennials. 90 seconds and we're back live on the show. This would be so scary, so sad for her family. True. Yeah, I mean, I can't even imagine. I would be freaking out. I would be doing all the things that she's doing. I would be... the Olympics, who cares? Somebody has taken your mother? Mysterious circumstances? All the other stuff, be damned. I'll focus on that later. We also have a U.S. flagged tanker that has been approached by Iranian boats. Iranian gunboats have come near this U.S. flagged tanker in the Strait of Hormuz. Still a lot of tension on the Iranian front. Lots to talk about today. And we're going to get into it. A lot of fun stuff, a lot of controversial stuff, maybe even some sexy stuff. But first this NHL drama. Let's do it.
And originals all in one easy app. Audible. There's more to imagine when you listen. Sign up for a free trial at audible.com.
Spice up the big game with a hot box from Dave's Hot Chicken.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Check. 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 Enter it now at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Because you're never too old to learn something stupid. This is the News Junkie.
The world of sports. And don't worry, non-sports fan, this is an interesting story, all right? I promise you, don't run away because I said the word sports, okay? This is about something kind of different in a way. There's a story out there, and people are pissed off about the NHL, which is interesting for a couple of reasons, because I felt like the NHL was maybe one of the more liked leagues out there.
Yeah,
sure.
Seems like family friendly. Then you have the fights and stuff, but everyone seems to get along beyond that.
I could see where some people would be pissed about that part. They're like, "Oh, the NHL is violent."
But then they have the little kids doing it during halftime.
Yeah, they had a little bit of a scandal with a brawl on the ice, staged brawl with a bunch of kids. But now they have a different kind of drama going on. And here's one of the stories about this. It says, the NHL will, all caps, not be donating $1 million to a cancer charity.
Wow.
Because some guy named Rob didn't make a half ice shot into a tiny puck-sized hole.
Way to go, Rob.
Which is the reason they're mad at this guy. Here's the moment here. This guy's a cancer survivor.
Rob sucks.
This is a cancer survivor named Rob Higgins, I guess.
Damn it.
Welcome another Tampa Bay Buccaneers Hall of Famer, Rondé Barber, to present a check in the amount of $100,000.
So they gave him
Rob Higgins.
They gave him a check for $100,000, but if he would have made this shot, it would have been $1 million. And people were mad because they're like, how dystopian to promise $1 million to a cancer charity if some crazy feat is done and then give like a fraction of that when the guy misses inevitably the difficult
The whole thing
shot.
is like, if he misses it, we're still going to do it anyway because it's a great cause.
Yeah, like that's what we would have done. We'd be like, we're going to give $1,000 to charity if you can shoot 10 3-pointers in a row.
Okay, but usually the way that these
we'd give the money though.
Yeah, but usually the way that these seemingly impossible kind of games work, the half court shot, the full court shot, the tiny puck hole, is that the person who is making the shot wins something, like a car, and they don't want to pay him. They don't want to pay out for the car, so they get prize insurance. And if the person makes the half court shot,
they don't have to
then
pay.
the insurance company pays for the car. and you move forward and do it again next week. Now,
can you do that for charity?
For charity, you would think that. I mean, is an insurance company doing this? It's just a weird look because
this is what they were mad about. Yeah, the story is suggesting that this guy goes up and it says this is absolutely out of touch, just classless. Lowering $1 million charity donation by $800,000 or more because a cancer survivor missed a tiny impossible target live on TV. The NHL should have built the widest net ever and asked dozens of survivors to score symbolically. So they didn't like the overpromise of this. And it said, and by the way, the thing is, I feel the worst for the Rob guy because the Rob guy gets called out. He's a cancer survivor. And it's like, Rob, if you make this impossible goal, the cancer research charity gets $1 million. But if you miss this incredibly hard thing, then the cancer kids die.
There's blood on your hands and you survive this, but you have guilt forever.
Deal with that.
That was a screwy way to put it.
That's on you. I'm sorry.
Poor Rob.
Let me see. Hold on. I want to see him. Does it show him trying at all? It doesn't, does it?
It was that bad, huh?
Maybe they just shut the whole thing down. I think this video might be of it here for those of you watching. You can watch the show, by the way, over on youtube.com/thenewsjunkie. Is this his attempt?
No.
There's another person. Yeah.
This one looks good.
This is somebody else trying it. Okay, yeah. So they have the goal, and then the goal is completely blocked out except for one little, like, mailbox size hole. It looks like the bulletproof glass at a 7-Eleven, and you got to get the hole. You got to get the puck into that hole, and this guy wasn't able to do it.
You can barely fit cigarettes through that thing.
It's not great, but they are really all over them. Now, they did at least give something to charity, right? There's something to that, I guess.
I'm seeing NHL from their X account. What a moment as cancer survivor Rob Higgins is presented with a $200,000 donation courtesy of the Lightning Foundation and the NHL. Hashtag Stadium Series. Was this Stadium Series? Was that last night or this weekend?
It says it was the Stadium Series matchup between Tampa Bay Lightning and Boston Bruins when this happened. So whenever that game is when this went down. I think it was a couple of days ago, like maybe just over the weekend. And somebody says, so I gather is that the NHL could have donated $1 million to cancer research and didn't because an average dude couldn't put the puck in a tiny hole from center ice. Cool. So the NHL could have donated $1 million here, but chose not to because the guy couldn't put a puck through a tiny hole. Some good charity work right there, they said. People were upset about this because of the overpromise, underdeliver, I guess.
I think it says hashtag Stadium Series there. I think this is the game that I saw a couple pictures from on social media that they held at the Buccaneer Stadium, Raymond James Stadium.
Really?
They just had a game there that they set up the hockey ice in the middle of the football field and just packed a stadium full of people.
Was that the one I saw where it looked weird because it seemed like the fans were so far away from
a lot of them were.
Yeah, it was like in the middle of this arena, there's a tiny little hocky rink, and they were so far away from it.
It's in the middle of a stadium. It's a football stadium, and the hockey rink is significantly, a regulation size hockey rink is significantly smaller than a football field. So it looks weird. It's cool that they packed that many people out there. There's an outdoor hockey game. But it's also, there's a little bit of awkward there.
Yeah. What do you think? Let us know. Is it fine because they still gave a big donation? Should you not do like, hey, we're going to ride a huge cancer donation on the backs of this guy doing an impossible stunt? But, we'll give a little bit instead. Is that wrong of them to do? Let us know. tips@thenewsjunkie.com or send a dispatch over at thenewsjunkie.com. Speaking of emails, Steve emails the show talking about the crows in my backyard, which are still there. They will not leave. I'm starting to envision. I'm starting to envision like conversations amongst them where they're mad at one of the ones who led them here, and they're like, "I thought we were flying south for the winter.
Why does
what
this
the
guy
hell?
keep coming out with his boxers on, screaming at us?
Why is it 30 degrees? Did we take a wrong turn?" And they're all in this tree in my backyard, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of them. And when I walk out there or something, they all fly up in the air, and I don't want to piss off the crows. So I am really at a loss for what to do. But Steve has some ideas. It may sound like I'm joking, but crows have good memories of people that have wronged them. and they also tell other crows about them. So maybe you wronged a crow somewhere, and this is why they're in your tree, says Steve. Well, I hope not. I don't know how to make it right here. I'm really kind of stuck on this one. So I'll take more crow advice. How to get rid of the giant tree full of crows that I have in my backyard. Literally hundreds and hundreds of them just hanging there in the cold weather. Two more real quick. This is Garrett. Garrett's talking about the DoorDash conversation yesterday. And notably, the younger girl, who I think was Gen Z in the Instagram video that I played from, where her mom or her sister or somebody, some older person in her life, filmed her as DoorDash was arriving. And she DoorDashed popcorn from the movie theater, which is maybe the biggest waste of money.
It was a big-ass bag, though.
Probably do. Like, she bought the thing of popcorn from the movie theater that was probably $24, and then fees and tip and all that. Who knows what she spent? But this person says, if you think that microwave popcorn can even compare to movie theater popcorn, you're insane, says Garrett. I understand financially that it sounds ridiculous, but you're paying for that special salt Flavacol. C-Lane, flag on the field. Is Flavacol a word in the
Flavacol is a brand that if you were to like look up on YouTube how to make movie theater popcorn at home, I think there's a bunch of them that'll be like, you need to buy this Flavacol stuff. You need to order some Flavacol.
All right, that's the salt they use. And he says, and buttered flavored coconut oil. Sir, let me pause here, Garrett. I will guarantee you I can find the salt, the coconut oil. I could find all of this stuff for cents. Just like big, giant things of it for like a ridiculously low amounts of money.
But I also think there's something to the popcorn machine that changes the taste.
So go buy a popcorn machine.
Oh, okay. Use it one time. Classic Sean Watson.
Well, if the person is buying popcorn from DoorDash, I feel like they're a repeat purchaser. And I feel like, I mean, look, anybody defending the financial savvy of this movie is far gone. You are way down the road. Like Dave Ramsey had an aneurysm listening to any of this. Like, you're that far down the road. He says, does a bag of popcorn in the theater cost $12 to $8? Sure. The actual cost of the kernels is probably like 89 cents or less. Sure. It's ridiculous, but that's besides the point. No, that is the point. That is the point. And I will tell you, sir, as a man who probably goes to the movie theater and has popcorn more than you or most people, the difference between a lot of at-home microwave popcorns and the popcorns that you get at most movie theaters like, Regal or whoever the big chain is really a tiny little difference. It's not the biggest difference in the texture or the flavor. You can buy half of the stuff to soup up your popcorn you make at home. The point is, popcorn kernels are literally one of the cheapest things you can get. You can buy a thing on Amazon for like $7 that you could put the kernels in, put the oil in and the salt in, and make it almost exactly like they make it at the theater. This is an example of just wasting money. You're supposed to buy the popcorn at the movie theater in one way as a bite to eat while you're watching the movie, but in another as a gesture to the business that I'm going to throw some money at you for the big, beautiful screen and the nice, comfy chairs that you keep clean for us. That's sort of the deal that you would make on that. So financially, I think it's just catastrophically stupid. But
this Flavacol is on Amazon. It's made by Gold Medal, which is a company out of Cincinnati, Ohio, and it looks like they have not changed it's Flavacol. It looks like they haven't changed the packaging in just decades.
They probably don't need to, right?
No, because it's made for carnies and movie theaters. And if you look at this, like the side of the box, it's like, right for additional profits, consider snow cones, because we sell that too. Cotton candy can make plenty of plus profits for you too.
For better tasting popcorn. They've got this gold medal package here. Just for the record, 35 ounces of this amazing popcorn salt is $7.
What are the chemicals in that?
You could start the entirety of the business that creates this product.
Okay, you're on
for
to
like
something.
A couple $100 yourself, and then make your own popcorn when you feel like it.
And deliver it to people who want to order it?
It is, maybe you undercut. You're like Undercutter's Pizza, Undercutter's Popcorn. You could get something out of that. I just think there's no justifying some of these purchases. They're just very, very wasteful. And people have gotten allergic, it seems, to cooking at home, which I think could be like such a fun thing. And in our lives, just as humans wandering the world, one of the really great things besides sex that we get to enjoy is food. And so I
Ever tried
enjoy
at the same
it.
time?
And no,
in a while.
I haven't. No, I don't know that I ever have. No,
You
I'm
haven't
thinking about it.
lived.
Well, like a calzone.
I'm not
and
going
some
into
sex?
details.
I
Just like there's
haven't tried it.
drivable food, there's food you can eat while.
You were going to
sexing.
say bangable food.
Yeah, there's
Get-
bangable food, but that's a Reddit thing. I
Get
think.
back into the idea that cooking is fun and you can enjoy
Ew.
yourself and you can make great
don't
stuff.
cook.
And it's not some weird sign of like weakness for somebody to cook. It's kind of awesome, actually. I offer to cook all the time. I am routinely turned down for various reasons on that.
I don't think the reasons are various.
Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah, I probably would not be great, but at least I try. At least I attempt to try.
Okay,
everybody.
what? Name one meal that you feel confident in.
Don't say egg or dogger.
I was going to say egger dogger is the one I'm most confident. That's the one that I'm most confident in. You put the scrambled eggs, which you put a little milk in, and then put them in a hot dog bun. You got the egger dogger. Dylan was mowed away by them. I was mowed away as a kid. It's one of the tricks that I got.
Are we sure Dylan was mowed away by them?
He asked for them, but now
that's all
that I
you
think about it,
Let's
there
get
wasn't
him on
a
the phone.
huge. There wasn't a huge list of hits. There wasn't. It wasn't like, well, I could get this if I want. I could get no. It wasn't
That or
that.
mac and cheese, bud.
Well, we'll see what you think about all of this. Hit us up with the dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com. When we come back, a cruise ship is apologizing for something that happened to a family. This is a pretty wild story. And before you book a cruise or go on one this year, you might want to hear what happened because that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Music Weekends. Our classic alternative.
Today, we are going to be expecting more improvements in the temperature department. Even though we're still off to a bit of a cold start to the morning, we'll see temperatures warm their way into the mid-60s for this afternoon with a high of 64 degrees in Orlando. While that's still several degrees below our average high of 73, it is an improvement compared to what we've been dealing with, and we'll be expecting...
Hello. Too good to check. Sports fans / hockey fans. This email is too good to check. I'm doubtful. But Anders emails the show and said, about hockey, I'm pretty sure I just read that Seabass from the Dumb and Dumber movie, Seabass and the boys said they were going to pick up our tab. That Seabass? Well, if that's him. Seabass from Dumb and Dumber is the owner of the Boston Bruins. I don't know if that's true. Hello? Are you leaving? Okay. Be safe. Have a good day. Godspeed. What do we think? Is Seabass from Dumb and Dumber the actual owner of the Boston Bruins? Could it be? F the Bruins, they stink. Kick his ass, Seabass! Quick, throw some salt over your left shoulder. Alright, that's it. I'll stop quoting Dumb and Dumber. That's almost too weird not to be true. Let's see. Let's check. Fake news check. Is it true that Seabass from the Dumb and Dumber movie is now the owner of the Boston Bruins NHL team? Not exactly, but there's a real basis for the rumor with a twist. The character Seabass from Dumb and Dumber was played by a real former NHL star who is now a high-ranking Bruins executive, but he's not the owner. So Seabass was played by Cam Neely, who was a former professional hockey player. Cam Neely is now the president of the Boston Bruins, a senior executive role in the team's front office. He was named Bruins president in 2010. The owner of the Bruins is Jeremy Jacobs, American billionaire businessman who's owned the team since 1975 and serves as the chairman of the NHL's Board of Governors. And now you know the rest of the story. Today you learned, true. Sunshine, I checked yesterday. Nothing has been changed on the YouTube settings. I will keep an eye on it, though. And if need be, I'll go in there and like see if there's a setting that I can do that. I mean, I'm not going to turn off mid-roll entirely, but if I could like turn down the volume, maybe they automatically like default it up higher or something. I'll see. Now I know one more thing I didn't know. Well, isn't that sort of the point of this show sometimes? You pick up just one little tiny extra thing each day. Knowing is half the battle. True. Folks, welcome into the stream. We're back live on the show. That's when I go over here in 90 seconds. And I want to talk a little bit more about this Today Show host and her missing mother. One tidbit that we gotta fact check during the show here. One tidbit, because if this is true, it kind of changes what I think might be happening with Savannah Guthrie's missing mother. We'll do that live in 30 seconds on the show. Kevin says, only happens when streaming on my phone. 0 commercials on my computer while streaming. Well, look at that. We don't blame you. We blame YouTube for being overbearing, forcing people to pay more for Google. Maybe it's like sweeps for them or something. Is this YouTube sweeps? They try to juice more out of the audience this month? What's happened? Don't forget, we still need like 12 more subs, either on YouTube, Twitch, or Secret Shows to get to our goal for the whole week. And let me know if you hit one of those goals or you gift something so I don't miss you. All right, here we go.
In Hours of Service by Dr. King's 100th birthday in 2029. Tune into the My Legacy podcast on iHeartRadio and hear stories that will inspire you to take action. Whether you volunteer an hour or a day, every act of service matters. Join the movement and help us build a better world. Visit realizethedream.org today.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Three best friends diving into the deep end of internet culture. This
an unbelievable story that I think will get some different opinions from you about something that just happened on a cruise. You need to know about this. That's coming up in just a moment on the show. I want to look up something real quick, C-Lane, because I remember seeing this in a headline yesterday, and I don't know if I've heard anybody talk about it since. But one of the big stories going right now is this mystery. We did a rundown on it on the beginning of the show. So if you missed, you can get caught up with what's happening with Savannah Guthrie, the co-host of the Today Show. Her mother is missing, her 84-year-old mother in Arizona. And they think that she's been abducted. They think that something may have happened to her. There might have been blood at the scene. Everybody's being very cagey about this woman being a missing person. I thought I saw, double check this, C-Len. I thought I saw that there was word that she had just changed her will. That there was something about a change in her will that had just come up, but I haven't seen it in any story since then. I was just had a million.
This is hard because will is being used a lot in the reporting of this because they're saying that she had been taken against her will. So it's hard to pinpoint. Let me
Last Testament. Add that keyword.
Yeah, I just saw one headline because I was really going deep through this to catch up with everything yesterday, so I had a broad knowledge base on it. And I thought I saw something that said there was a change in her will right before this, and to me, I said, that seems a little odd timing-wise. I mean, I know she's 84 years old, but it still seems... right, all of a sudden, there's this pressure to change her will for some reason.
Now, I tried Testament, like Sabrina said, and it says, Encountering Jesus in the Old Testament with Nancy Guthrie.
Turns out you can find Jesus for $22.99.
We might be able to find that. See if you can just scroll through and maybe even ask AI to sort a little deeper in that. Yeah, and let me know, because I fever dreamed that one. If I did, I'll walk it back. But I thought that I saw something that said that there was an effort to make her change her will, or something had changed in her will right before she disappeared, which is obviously something of note in a case like this. So let's toss that out there. Let me know. Just shout out if you get an update on that, C-Lane. Meanwhile, Royal Caribbean is getting some heat. And I don't really think they did anything wrong here, even though it appears that they apologized. Hold on. What are they? Okay. It appears that they apologized for something that happened on one of their cruises. And the mother is very upset about this. Now, I'm bringing up the story here. This says Royal Caribbean reportedly apologizes after mom says adult son with autism was kicked off cruise. And then the quote from the mom is, there was no compassion. Royal Caribbean says they could have been more sensitive to their needs in a statement shared with the Philadelphia Inquirer. Now, the basic facts of this story about this autistic kid, autistic adult, autistic guy getting kicked off this Royal Caribbean cruise is that something happened, and they not only kicked him off like, hey, at the next port, or no, like a warning, they just like booted them in the middle of the cruise off the ship.
Right into the water.
You just walked the plank. Basically made him walk the plank. And when you hear the details, I think it might change your mind just a little bit. A South Jersey mom says she did everything she could to prepare for her 60th birthday cruise with her 4 sons. However, the trip came to an unfortunate end when her eldest child with autism was reportedly kicked off the ship. So she's 60. She's got these 4 kids. I think all of them are in different shapes, disabled.
Oh.
And they said with all the information about autism, there was no compassion, mom said. They treated him as a fully functioning adult. Well, here's one of the things. Mom said, well, they have autism, a couple of my boys, but they're adults. So she just lets them roam freely around the ship, right? And they're roaming freely around the ship. And then afterwards, mom's like, well, what are you doing? He has autism. He's just like a little kid. And I don't know if you could do both of those things. You know, I think like if you have somebody who's your family member who needs extra attention like this, I don't think you could just send them off. You know, it's like, oh, enjoy your cruise. We'll see you on the other side. Like it's some sort of babysitter situation.
Yeah,
I think
you see people do that all the time with non-disabled children.
Well, with non-disabled
children, a
children,
restaurant that has a patio, and it's like, oh, the waitress will be your babysitter now.
On a cruise ship, generally speaking, children have areas to go. From all the different ages, like all different ages have like areas where you can bring your kid and you'll put them there. But I don't think, could be wrong, don't think that they have an area like this for adults who might have like autism or anything else. I'm not sure what their deal is with that. Pirro detailed the events of her 7-day Caribbean celebrity cruise for a report. A month before the trip, the mom says she reached out to the cruise line to inform them about her children's special needs. She has a son with autism, she says, and she has 2 younger boys, one with, I've never heard of this, mosaic Down syndrome, and another one with, here's the thing I haven't heard of, Fragile X syndrome. Let's see what the hell that is. So one of her 4 kids has autism. The other one has mosaic Down syndrome, and the other one has Fragile X syndrome.
So it's an X chromosome that's like fragile. It's susceptible to damage.
Especially by folic acid deficiency, affected individuals tend to have limited intellectual functions.
All right, so she's got 4 kids. At least 3 of them are intellectually disabled in some way. So what happened In the report, Pirro claims her 31-year-old son, Sean Curran, was kicked off the ship in Cozumel, Mexico on Christmas Eve. Jesus. After she says cruise officials lacked understanding of his disability. On the fourth day of the cruise, Curran says he was in the pool lounge when a teenage girl came up to him. The teenage girl said, "Will you buy me a Long Island iced tea at the bar?" He said he didn't know that the drink contained alcohol, so he purchased the drink and gave it to the teenage girl. Okay. You can't do this, all right? You can't buy an underage kid or buy anybody else an alcoholic drink from the bar and give it to him. But he goes, "Oh, it was a Long Island iced tea. I didn't know that this was an alcoholic beverage, yada, yada." So he made the purchase and gave the drink to the teenager.
And the teenager was really shooting for...
it's the best bang for your buck.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, if I'm going to hey mister somebody, I want to get everything out of this that I can before that well dries up.
If not, you're going to be the girl's like, "What mixers do you have?"
As this was Curran's fourth cruise, he was allowed to wander on his own, so his family was not around at the time of incident. So the family's like, look, he's not like any other adult. He's like a child. But on the other hand, we're just going to let him wander around because he's been on a bunch of other cruises. Curran says the girl proceeded to touch his chest and stomach, used profanity, and then followed him to a hot tub where he lifted her, quote, like Shrek carried Princess Fiona in one of his favorite movies.
Oh.
That's according to the report. So, the girl's parents later arrived screaming. So the girls were mad that this 31-year-old man was physically touching their teenage daughter and that the teenage daughter was drinking a Long Island iced tea that this man had purchased for her. So he was brought to a security office where he was asked to give a statement. During the questioning, he claimed he offered an apology to the girl's parents and reported that he has autism. "I have autism and I was just trying to be nice," he said. Celebrity Cruise employees gave him 90 minutes to pack and leave the ship. "See you later, baby." They said, "Get out of here."
Get out
she
of my
accompanied him with one of his siblings. As they left, she said, other passengers said, "Look at them. They're getting kicked off the ship." It was so shameful. She thinks cruise officials could have handled the situation differently. They could have restricted him to his room or revoked his room card that allowed him to buy drinks. But when she got home, she said Celebrity Cruises had apologized through the parent company, Royal Caribbean, and she is asking for a $20,000 reimbursement for what she spent on the cruise. She said that according to their website, they're an autism-friendly cruise line, and this should risk that status. Now, I will tell you, I don't know, this is tough because the autistic man is wandering around on his own. So is the teenage girl. Right. She's wandering around on her own. She's underage. She's wandering around on her own. Now, I don't know if that means she's 18 or 19 or 17 or 14. But the teenage girl is wandering around.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, if she's underage, it doesn't matter. But she was wandering around on her own, and she gets involved in this guy, and then he's grabbing her and touching her, and he makes the teenager uncomfortable, and then he bought her liquor as well. What is the cruise line really supposed to do? If anybody else did that, I think they'd heave-ho him off the ship just like this.
Yeah, did she say she was uncomfortable? Her parents walked up.
I had the same question.
Flirting.
Well, we'll go a little bit deeper into this as we roll on to the show because there are some more details. We got to talk more about the Super Bowl halftime show and some drama building up on that front. We're loaded up, baby. Lots to talk about on a Share the Show Tuesday. And that's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Congratulations.
Hello? Right lane's blocked on I-4. See if you can bring up anything else on that, because I don't know exactly how they were caught or more about him touching her, but I'm definitely interested.
Backed up a bit. There's ongoing construction, partially blocking the ramp from I-4 westbound to the Beach line. All lanes are still blocked.
Welcome to the world's most viral newsroom. I'm here, you're here, and that is all that matters. My beautiful little buddy. Also, Gene's here, our cameraman who follows me around the room when Skull Mike is activated during breaks. We'll be back live on the show. We're in a network break right now. I just want to say you look nice today. I like you, and I think you're fantastic.
Here's some breaking news for you. Studies have shown that less than 20% of people compare.
Quick note, thank you to everybody who has been watching the short videos that I've been putting out each day. If you're not seeing them, you can see them on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube Shorts. They're about a variety of whatever, viral news topic of the day is grabbing attention in narrative form. And it's my effort to do something about the state of news and short form video. It's full of absolute rubbish. And I want to bring up the quality level from people green screening, pointing at stuff with crazy conspiracies, to something maybe a little bit better. So thank you for your support on that. Show us Creamy? No! Just accept what I say. Creamy is in his retirement village over here. Can you see him, Woody? Can you see him? He's right here. Every once in a while I try to keep him awake. I'm like, all right, make sure you're... just to keep him on his toes. I watch your short fully and don't swipe, and I'm trying to help you, man. A soldier on the front lines of the news battle. The battle for the brains in short form media. Thank you. Thank you. By the way, I saw the story today. It was like the Alex Preddy shooting in Minnesota was deemed to be a homicide. Autopsy results are in, and the autopsy deems that it's a homicide. And I think it's a combination of people who don't understand this and media outlets who are just willing to be weird. Of course it's ruled a homicide in the autopsy report. They found him full of bullets that weren't his. Of course the autopsy is going to be a homicide. Was the impression that it was going to be a suicide, or what else would it be? Of course method of death is homicide. It's just about whether or not that homicide was justified in the eyes of the police, the judicial system, and a jury of your peers. That's really the question.
Get hold of my friends over at Red Mountain Weight Loss. RedMountainWeightLoss.com. They'll help you get rid of that sluggish feeling. And if you call them now for...
By the way, the Mo golf tournament, tickets to participate in the golf tournament sold out. JustCallMo.com/golf. JustCallMo.com/golf. Those tickets are sold out. But I guess spectator sitters. Spectator tickets are still available for $20, or if you use the promo MOGOLF, MOEGOLF, all caps, MOGOLF, $10. $10 for a spectator's pass if you use the promo code MOGOLF. Get it.
Well, most people drive about 40 miles a day, which means you can do all daily stuff, no problem. Go to work, grab a
JustCallMo.com/golf. What do we think about this Royal Caribbean autism son story? Do we think the cruise ship, the Royal Caribbean cruise ship, the celebrity cruise ship, whatever, do you think the cruise ship did something wrong as far as you know in this story? Yes or no? Do you think that the cruise ship did something wrong? Yes or no? By the way, we're back in 2 minutes. No? Sean, your crows just flew over Conway. Oh, God, please, please. Janine, by the way, thank you so much for 5 gifted subs yesterday. Thank you so much. Don't think I didn't see that on the way out. It was just, I noticed it right as we ended the show. Thank you so much for 5 gifted subs. I had knocked that off the total, which means all we have left is 12. That can be 12 Twitch subs, 12 gifted secret shows, or just 12 subscriptions for people who are watching on YouTube. Free. Hit the subscribe button. So that would bring us to $27,390. if we got it on YouTube. 27,390. I'll keep track of that today. We should be able to easily hit this goal today of 12 more. Don't forget, you can always gift secret shows to other listeners. It's a great way to support what I'm doing and everything being built around here. Go to thenewsjunkie.com, hit the gift icon. Click that gift icon at thenewsjunkie.com. God bless you. Beautiful little cherub. All right, here we go.
Top tribute bands performing the songs you know by heart, paired with great food, drinks, and plenty of space. Village from 1 to 6 p.m. This family-friendly festival features top tribute bands performing the songs you know by heart, paired with great food, drinks, and plenty of space to relax, dance, or simply take in the music. Come early, stay late, and make a full day of it. Re-entry is permitted, so you can take breaks and return throughout the day. Get more details at realradio.fm/events.
Do you have AC needs? Turn to the experts at Carrier. Go to millsair.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Got a question after an accident? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or dial 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Bonus. 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 Enter it now at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Where breaking news meets broken people. This is the News Junkie.
BDMX Con says there should be a harsh punishment for people that catch doing stuff like this. Charles says, I have a disabled son who's basically a young adult, and there's no way, no how this would have happened in our life. This story is grabbing a lot of attention because it's about a big cruise line. The parent company is Royal Caribbean, and they have apologized. But sometimes I wonder, like, are they apologizing because they really looked into all this and said they really should have done it a different way? Or are they apologizing because the family complained and they think, well, we don't want any more trouble with this?
Right.
The story is about this family. This woman took her 4 kids. 3 of them have some form of like autism or,
Down syndrome,
intellectual disability. And she let them just kind of wander around, at least the one son that got involved in this incident, on this cruise ship. And then one of them had a teenager come up to him. The teenager goes, and maybe the teenager is fully taking advantage. She's like, this dude's disabled. Like,
the way you said it sounded a bit of a vibe. Didn't you say she was rubbing on his chest? And
I don't know if she did or not, but she did say from his perspective, the teenager comes over to him on this cruise. He said she was like rubbing on his chest and rubbing on him. And she says, will you buy me a Long Island iced tea? And he buys the teenager a Long Island iced tea, which he's not supposed to do. And the teenager then goes with him, and he says he picked her up like Fiona in Shrek, which I'm just assuming like he just means he picked up this teenager.
But it also says a lot about where his mind is, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he's talking about a cartoon. Yeah. And he put her in the hot tub, and then somehow her family figures out what's going on, and their family's like, he's touching her, he's rubbing on her, she's in the hot tub, she's drinking a Long Island iced tea, a strong alcoholic beverage. What's going on? And the cruise ship kicks this autistic guy off with his mom in Mexico, right off the ship. Like out of here.
They said in the dark.
In the dark.
Yeah.
Was it Christmas Eve or what was it?
Yeah, it says here, let me get to the part in the Independent where they talk about just being on the dock.
Because just for the record, it should be zero tolerance that if you touch women without their permission on a cruise ship, or you're doing something like this with teenagers on the cruise ship, that you're booted off the ship immediately. It should be a zero tolerance thing in my estimation. I just think that would be the best move. The only twist here is that this guy is autistic. But his family is so upset, and they just kind of let him go off on his own. And then when something happens with him, and his family's like, well, what are we supposed to do? Well, maybe you should keep a closer eye on this kid. You can't just have the cruise ship babysit your autistic special needs adult children. And I don't know that this is what they do. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I know that they try to get certified for autistic people to be on the ships, and they usually have different things that accommodate them.
And Celebrity Cruise does have that.
Yes, but that doesn't mean that if you're autistic on a cruise ship, they just let you run hog wild and there's no punishment on account of the autism.
Wouldn't the same go also for teenagers? Because who's to say that this would not be the same outcome if it would have been some drunk 20-year-old dude?
I don't know what the punishment would be if you're underage drinking on a cruise ship. Doesn't seem to me like the punishment would be the same. Like you wouldn't kick the teenager off at the next port, but you would drastically reduce the freedoms, I would guess, of the person who was doing this on that ship. I don't know. But again, we'll open this up to a conversation, tips at thenewsjunkie.com or record a dispatch at thenewsjunkie.com right now. Go ahead, Celia.
In the version of this story, and I feel like there's not a lot of versions of this. I think we're just hearing one side of this.
Yeah.
We're not hearing really from the cruise line. We're not hearing much from the other family, and likely won't, I think. I don't know. But this version on the Independent says, after they took Curran's report, Pirro said she and her son were given 90 minutes to pack their things. We already talked about that ship. Pack their things and leave the ship. Then they were left in Cozumel. I did not get a moment alone with Sean until we were on a dark, deserted dock in Mexico. They just dumped us. I had no cell phone service. It was pitch black and everything was closed. It was Christmas Eve.
Damn.
Fortunately, a paramedic flagged a taxi for us who knew English. The taxi driver hotspotted his cell phone so I could look up the address of the hotel.
This says Curran. This is the autistic guy who did this. His mother's 60 years old, so he's in his 30s, I believe. Curran lives independently as possible. Well, hold on. Curran lives as independently as possible at home. Well, that's not him being independent, then I wouldn't say. Pirro said he participates in jog training at the Ability Solutions location near them. Has a girlfriend. Ooh. She might not like hearing about this. Sings with the Pine Barrens Chorus, volunteers at an animal hospital, and enjoys dancing. They were having a great time on a 7-day Caribbean cruise in December to celebrate her 60th birthday. It was his 4th cruise. He knew the ropes and was allowed to roam unaccompanied. 4 days in the cruise, he was in a pool lounge when he said a teenage girl asked him to purchase her a Long Island iced tea. He bought the drink. He said he was unaware that it contained alcohol. His mother and brothers were not with him at the time. Alcohol or not, you're not supposed to get drinks for other people, I don't think. According to Curran, the girl touched his chest and stomach, used profanity, and followed him to a hot tub where he lifted her like Shrek did when he rescued Princess Fiona from a dragon in one of his favorite movies. The girl's parents arrived. Okay, here's how they were discovered. The girl's parents arrived, and her mother began screaming, Curran said. Ship personnel escorted Curran to a security office where he was asked to give a statement. He said, I have autism, and I was just trying to be nice. Pirro arrived during the questioning and said Curran offered an apology to the girl's parents. Curran said he asked for patience and repeated what his mother taught him to say about having autism when he encountered difficulty explaining. He was given 90 minutes to pack and leave the ship. It was just so shameful. And they said they treated him as a fully functioning adult. And then they walked him off the ship after that. She accepted an apology for Royal Caribbean. She's asking for $20,000, as I said earlier, for the expenses in the cruise.
It seems like just asking for this. She's not suing at the moment.
She's asking for $20,000. And then the story is out there that she's done these interviews for. Stacy Sherman, a spokesperson for Autism New Jersey, declined to comment about the specific incident. Yeah, well, of course. You wouldn't want to comment about this. Yeah, you don't know. You don't know enough about what happened with this guy in this hot tub with this teenage girl. And I can tell you, if I was the parents of the teenage girl, I would be very upset. I'd be like, there is a grown-ass man in the hot tub with my teenage daughter, and he purchased a Long Island iced tea for her. Now, to be absolutely clear, I would also be very upset with my daughter. I would be very upset with her, too. But the situation doesn't look good. And I think, generally speaking, for these kind of accusations, they have a zero-tolerance policy, it seems like. and they just boot you right off, even if it's Christmas. Doesn't matter.
It does sound like she was trying to flirt her way into this drink. But if we're taking their side of the story as fact.
Well, all we have is their side right now. So, if we were going off of what we heard, he is suggesting that she seems like she was rubbing up on him and flirting and like, hey, can you get me a Long Island iced tea?
Now, what's this about alcohol or not? You can't buy other people drinks on a cruise ship.
I don't think you're supposed to.
I think that's only if you have the drink package.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. In most cases, if I don't know if it's more likely than not if a person has a drink package, but if you have a drink package, I don't think you're supposed to utilize it for somebody else.
Right.
Yeah,
but then sometimes it happens without someone getting kicked off the ship and have 90 minutes
of
to get
course.
off.
The kicking off the ship would not be for buying or for getting a drink on your drink pass and giving it to somebody else. It would be for the fact that person was underage, and you shouldn't be giving anybody that you don't know an alcoholic beverage because you don't know if they're old enough to drink it or not. That's a no-go area. And then the touching of this teenage girl in the hot tub. And maybe we'll hear more about this, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll keep our eyes open. I'll look on the wires. We'll see if we get any updates and share them with you.
It's weird.
Give us your thoughts over at tipsathenewsjunkie.com or send a dispatch in the meantime.
It's weird the way he describes this. I don't know if he's trying to convey that he didn't know how old she was, but he made sure to say she proceeded to touch his chest and stomach and use profanity. I thought teenagers don't use profanity.
You do have to change your lens on the thing, because if this guy is legitimately autistic and has, is disabled, we're coming out from the perspective of, I would expect him to do things differently. That does not mean you get to touch other people. That does not mean you get a free pass to give underage people alcohol.
No.
It doesn't mean any of those things, but it does complicate the scenario, which is why it's an interesting story, at least to me. So check that out and send in your feedback over at thenewsjunkie.com. The Super Bowl halftime show drama is boiling over. Oh, boy, oh, boy. And I guess now they said Roger Goodell, who's is he the commissioner? Yeah. Commish? Big guy, head honcho over there at the NFL. That place, he's addressing some concerns about Super Bowl halftime performer Bad Bunny. I don't know if he's addressing concerns about Green Day, too, but certainly he's been asking and answering questions about Bad Bunny performing at the Super Bowl, and they did a press conference, so let's see what he said. Let's see what we can learn about
On your second question, I think everybody would want to listen. Bad Bunny and I think that was demonstrated last night, one of the great artists in the world.
He said that weird. He said Bad Bunny weird.
No, I think he said Benny. Benito is his name.
Really?
I think this was a flex. This is Roger Goodell going, me and Benito.
He's like, look, my pal Benny, I know him well.
Your second question, I think everybody would want to listen. Bad Bunny
he said Benny.
I think that was demonstrated last night, one of the great artists in the world. And that's one of the reasons we chose him. But the other reason is he understood the platform he was on, and that this platform is used to unite people and to be able to bring people together with their creativity,
he's going to unite people,
their talents, and to be able to use this moment to do that. And I think artists in the past have done that. I think Bad Bunny understands that, and I think he'll have a great performance.
Maybe he did just say Bad Bunny weird.
He's saying that you are supposed to unite people with your Super Bowl performance, not divide them. We're supposed to unite, not divide, and Bad Bunny understands this, but I don't know if he really does or what's going to happen or what's next.
I think Roger Goodell likes eyes and ears, and he knows he's getting them. And I think having Bad Bunny win Album of the Year at the Grammys, literal week before the Super Bowl, and making statements like he did is just perfect for the exposure, for the buzz around the halftime show.
And I don't think Bad Bunny, unless I'm completely wrong, but is going to make this a controversial performance.
He might not.
The intention of just putting on a good show, I imagine. Just him being Spanish is the big controversy, it seems.
No. Well, first of all, we've already had Super Bowl halftime performers that are Spanish. It's not It's not that the person
But they're sung in
is
English.
Spanish. Yeah, it's that it's a performance that's not even in the majority language of the country where the Super Bowl is happening, and people who are watching, the vast majority of them aren't going to understand what the hell this guy's singing about. They're not going to know. That is different. That is different this time around. And I think that's what people might be reacting to. I also just don't really care about Bad Bunny personally. But I think that if you look at his other performances and at the Grammys, I think he said something about ICE during his speech or whatever. I didn't watch it, but I believe he did. Yeah. I think he did go up there and say something about ICE. And I don't know what he's going to do during this performance, but Roger Goodell assures everybody that he's going to unite people. He's going to bring people together. There's more about this that we need to go over because NFL players are weighing in, and we'll see what they have to say. We also got students versus ICE, a rundown on all the latest Epstein stuff, all of the juice in that latest leak and release over there, and much more on a very busy Share the Show Tuesday. When you spread the word about the News Junkie Radio Show live stream and podcast, go over to thenewsjunkie.com/share. Follow along on all of our platforms. It's a great way to share the show today. All of that coming up next on the News Junkie.
If AI ran this station, it'd be organized. And nobody wants that. Real Radio 104.1, guaranteed human.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
You might run into some trouble on your ride this afternoon. There's a crash on I-4 eastbound before State Road 408. The right lane's blocked. I-4 westbound before Sand Lake Road. There's an accident off to the shoulder slowing things down. And all lanes are still blocked on State Road 520 eastbound at Maxim Parkway. Move over and slow down if you see emergency crews or police activity on the roadways. And if you see traffic troubles, call the Valvoline Instant Oil Change Traffic Tip Line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Duke's Mayo. Duke's, it's got twang.
Hello. Breaking news. I told you that there were some warships approaching a U.S. ship, and now the U.S. military has shot down an Iranian drone that approached the USS Abraham Lincoln in the Arabian Sea. Uh-oh. The U.S. has shot down an Iranian drone that was approaching the USS Abraham. Very, very interesting development.
Big or small, Tools Ace Hardware has everything your business needs, from everyday paper goods to powerful steel equipment and everything in between. Need it fast? Tools offers free local delivery.
PF says on YouTube, that lady is using adult kids as cash cows, no doubt via SSI. 3 kids is $3,000 a month or more plus hers. I mean, I don't know if they're her biological kids or how she ended up with these 4 kids. I mean, if she's got 4 kids that all have developmental disabilities, it makes me wonder why she continued to have kids. But that's just a personal thing. I don't know. I don't know much about the children. The keyword's bonus. Bonus. Bucky says this is how one of those World War III scenarios started in the movie War Games. Certainly it seemed as an elevation in the tension. Here's more details on this. The Iranian Shahed 139 drone was flying towards the USS Abraham Lincoln and was shot down by a F-35 U.S. fighter jet, according to Reuters. Definitely an escalation, though. Welcome into the stream today, folks. 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. every day. You can pop into the world's most viral newsroom as we do the show live. When we're on commercial breaks like this, Skull Mic is activated. There's a mic and a skull down here. That's how you're hearing me. Now we got a camera. Gene, the cameraman, can follow me around in the studio. But if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button. For our goals, we need 12 No, we're still flat on YouTube. YouTube, all you got to do is put up 12 subs. Just subscribe right now. Just one of you, two of you, three of you. If we get to 12, we hit our goal for the week. And Twitch and everybody else don't have to lift more weight. Alternatively, you can gift Secret Shows subscriptions at thenewsjunkie.com. Hit that gift icon. 90 seconds, and we're back live on the show. A lot of emails coming in on this particular topic. Looking for more details on the Iranian drone that was shot down. Well, right now it's pretty basic. An F-35 shot down this Iranian drone. Also, I'm seeing the backlash to the Billie Eilish, there's no illegals on stolen land thing, where I guess the Tongva tribe says that Billie Eilish's home is on their ancestral land, and they're going to make a claim to Billie Eilish's home after her comments that no one is illegal on stolen land. Seems kind of weird to say no one's illegal on stolen land. If you say that, you really lock into a lot of different arguments. It's quite dumb, but I think they're trying to take away Billie Eilish's mansion. We'll see if it works, Cotton. It's a bold strategy. Here we go.
Conversation. The two best road teams in the NFL.
Plus, iHeart is the home of the Super Bowl 60 tailgate concert presented by NetApp. Just open the iHeartRadio app and search NFL to dive in.
For all your plumbing needs, go to modernpi.com.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Bonus. 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 Enter it now at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Real Radio 104.1.
If you ever need to talk, he'll pretend to listen. You're listening to the News Junkie.
See, you look fantastic today. You can always watch the show. YouTube.com/thenewsjunkie. YouTube.com/thenewsjunkie. We'll get to your emails, your dispatches, and all the rest. I've got so many more things to get into, including a rundown on all the latest in the Epstein stuff. We'll see if there's anything worth mentioning over there. People are still pissed off in New York City about all the trash, but now I guess the sanitation people are responding, and they're like, we're picking it up. We're doing our best out here. It's been snowing. People are panicking as if it's the first time there's been trash on the streets in New York City. There's a place full of trash all the time. Why? Because you have, oh my God, let's say we're talking about Manhattan. How many acres is Manhattan? Somebody look that up real quick if you don't mind.
How many?
How many acres? I want to know two things. One, how many acres is Manhattan, and how many people live in Manhattan? Because that's what the problem is. You're never going to escape this.
I got acres.
All right, how many acres?
14,600 acres.
Okay, it's 14,000 acres. And then how many people live in Manhattan is the other question.
And
this is the trash problem explained in simple numbers, actually.
1.6 to 1.7 million.
Yeah, okay, almost 2 million people and 14,000 acres. These people are on top of each other, many of them, and they're in a very small, thin, skinny slice of New York.
Give or take 74,000 per square mile.
Yeah, it's a lot. That's a lot. So you're going to create a lot of trash, more so than in virtually any other city in the United States of America. And then that trash has to go somewhere. But now they've filmed themselves. They're like, we're trying out here because people are pissed off. The city's filthy. Nobody will get the trash off the streets, I guess. Let me see here. I guess there's no audio in this, but they're throwing all of the trash into this truck. Here we go. We're getting it off the streets. I saw another dump truck on fire for some reason. Like the back of the dump truck was, all the trash was burning.
Dumpster fire.
Maybe that's a strategic move that they make from time to time.
It consolidates the trash a bit so they can fit more in there.
Some people say it's Mom Donnie is to blame. They can't even keep the city clean, can't even keep the trash out of there when the snow is piling up. So some general concern from New Yorkers as the place gets a bit trashier. You might want to get used to that, friends. Buckle up. Just more on the way, I'm sure. We got a lot of emails coming in, and here is, let's see. Oh, what I wanted to talk about was Tim, who said, hey, love you all, to tips@thenewsjunkie.com, but the meaning of, this is so hard to understand what this person was saying. Some of your emails, you really got to proofread a little bit. I'm going to read it as is, all right? You guys tell me what this means. Hey, friends, still love y'all, but the meaning of wearing us of is a term of endearment.
One more time.
Still love y'all, but the meaning of wearing us of is a term of endearment. Attached is the information you requested about the Turning Point halftime Super Bowl show. Yeah, we talked about that. We talked about the programming going on for the other Super Bowl halftime show, which I think it still sounds like tiddlywinks. I mean, Kid Rock has sold a lot of albums. I would say tens of millions would be my guess, Kid Rock. But Bad Bunny has sold more albums, whether you like him or not. And he's got younger people a little more engaged for sure than Kid Rock would in 2026. So I think the problem is just that I wish there was other television networks. It used to be that people at least tried, but now they all have given up, really, with the counter programming for the Super Bowl. They're like, we are just going to go into cruise control, and we understand that the Super Bowl is going to get all the viewers for next Sunday, for this coming Sunday. I want there to be more competition. I want people to say, well, there's a big entertainment thing going on for the halftime. Over on another network, we'll have a different option for you. And we'll tell you about, hey, here's what happened in the game. We'll have another halftime show for you. And I think that would be awesome competition. Competition tends to make things better. I think that indeed would make things better. So just my take on it. Your thoughts are welcome as well. tips@thenewsjunkie.com. All right, let's work in a dispatch or two because I haven't done any of those today. Here is Oregon Transplant talking about the cruise ship situation.
Hey, junkies. Happy Tuesday. A little bit of cruise ship lore for you. If you're an employee on this ship and you get fired, you do not get sent home. You are kicked off at whatever the nearest port is, and you just have to deal with it. This is does account for part of Hawaii's homeless population is former cruise ship employees.
No
way. Have a good day.
Is that true? Hang on. Let me ask TNJAI. She's saying that people just get kicked off in the middle of the cruise, and that is why there's more homeless people in Hawaii. TNJAI, of Hawaii's homeless population, is any decent or significant amount of Hawaii's homeless population from people who are employed by cruise ships who were dumped off in Hawaii because they got fired during the cruise? Let's see.
That's an interesting question.
Thank you.
While there have been anecdotal reports of cruise ship employees being stranded, it's not a significant factor in Hawaii's overall homeless population. The majority of homelessness in Hawaii is due to factors like high living costs, lack of affordable housing, and economic challenges.
And
cruise
great
ship
hobo
employment
weather.
issues might contribute in isolated cases, but it's not a widespread cause.
All right, there you go.
It makes sense is that some of these cruise ship jobs are not ones, especially if you're new to the game, where you have a lot of money saved up. So if they drop your ass in Hawaii, it's not really cheap to get back.
Yeah.
And if you don't have the means because you've just been making it on your meager cruise ship job, you might be stuck there for a bit.
I think the majority of these people are not Americans, though. So it would make sense if you had a bunch of American employees and then you fire them and they get stuck getting off in Hawaii, and now they're stuck in Hawaii. I don't know what the breakdown is. What's the breakdown of cruise ship employees being, especially in the service side, being American versus not American?
It varies based on the cruise line.
Yeah.
Because Royal Caribbean has a lot of Caribbean people that work the bars and the ships, and then you just went on Princess and you said there was a lot of
All Indian.
Yeah.
Yeah. Entire staff Indian. Nicest people you've met in your life. And very hard workers. That's what they got to do. Like when they're operating at places like cruises that go to Europe and France and stuff, they're not going to have French workers. French workers are the worst. They're the worst. They ruin everything. Go look at Disneyland, or Disney World Paris, Disneyland Paris, whatever it is. Go look at that. The French are the worst. They don't want to work for nothing. They're garbage. Their work culture sucks. And the Indians are like, we'll do it. Hell yeah. We'll put the work in. We want to stack some money and bring our families out of poverty. And so oftentimes a lot of these cruise lines will have these people who they're bringing in, and they're bringing them in from other countries. And yeah, I think they want to sometimes make them all from the same or similar nationality so they have good cohesion with each other. And I saw a lot of that on my cruise. But thank you for the dispatch. Much, much appreciated. Last one for now, also about the cruise ship. Here's funny name.
Hey guys, happy day.
Hey.
With the cruise getting kicked off the cruise ship story, autistic kid, it doesn't quite pertain to this, but it reminded me of a story the other day where somebody who had disabilities wasn't capable of doing something and pitched a bitch and complained that it wasn't inclusive. Not everybody gets to do everything. If you're a quadriplegic, you don't get to ride roller coasters.
Not anymore.
If you're 5,000 pounds, you don't get to go skydiving. Not everything
anymore.
is for everyone. And if you're so deficient because of your autism that you don't know not to buy 16-year-old girls drinks, maybe you don't get to go on cruises. Not everything has to be for everyone. We can't cater to everybody's individual specific needs. It just makes no sense to me.
Thank you, funny name. Appreciate the dispatch. You can give yours as well. Record one at thenewsjunkie.com. You'll see it right there on the main page. Hit record dispatch, and you're on the show just like that. Or email tips@thenewsjunkie.com. When we come back, the next episode with Sabrina, what's coming up on the next episode?
What's coming up on the next episode? In a headline I never thought I would read out loud, Bernie Sanders makes orgasm machine.
Ooh.
We got the numbers leading up to the big sports game this weekend, including how much we're betting and how little we know about that not-so-good cottontail. Plus, Billie Eilish under fire for not putting her mansion where her mouth is. All that and so much more coming up on the next episode.
And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7, it's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by MyEternalVitality.com and Modern Plumbing Industries. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James McGill and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Odoo.com Weather Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team.
Hello. Let's see what else we got. One of the big pieces of news on the Epstein front, I'll get into the Epstein rundown a little bit later, all the stuff that people have discovered, is the bigger story of Bill and Hillary Clinton. They wanted them to testify before Congress. They were refusing to testify before Congress. They wanted a lot of special exceptions and to be able to do this in private. And then there was threat that they were going to face some sort of legal issues as a result of refusing a subpoena to testify before Congress. So now the Clintons are arranging to testify about the Epstein emails, because Bill Clinton was very much connected to Jeffrey Epstein, as was Hillary Clinton. They both find themselves in the emails. It'll be interesting to see what comes of that.
Valentine's Day offer good for first-time guests only. Hey Orlando, Joe Rossi here for Greenway Kia. It's a new year, and that means a new opportunity.
Although I will say, I think some portion of the public is growing a bit weary and tired of the Epstein stuff when we don't tend to see, and nobody's getting arrested. Nobody's been arrested, right? Not one single person has been arrested and charged. What's up with that?
Facing an injury is tough, but choosing the right attorney shouldn't be. I'm Mo DeWitt, your Orlando.
Ain't gonna happen?
With my zero-fee guarantee, you won't pay a
Nothing will come of the Clintons, just like nothing has ever come of anyone else. The rich get away with it all. Well, yeah, there haven't been any charges at all yet. None. None of them. I've seen more people getting upset about fake emails that are supposedly from the release than anything else. But I did like the story that I did yesterday as a short video, where in one of the documents it showed for the first time that they faked an Epstein body at the prison to fool the media. They put like a bunch of bags and stuff together to have a pretend body, and they put it in one vehicle and went one way to fool the media, and then they put Epstein's body in another vehicle to drive away so that the media wasn't following him, which isn't going to help you with the whole Epstein's not dead stuff. Sean, I agree. Where's the justice in this? Well, that's what I'm saying. Whether you're left wing or right wing or whatever politician we got in Washington, there hasn't been a single goddamn charge. None. All of these emails, all of this stuff, everybody is swearing that the other side is so involved in this. And there are no charges. None. Not one person. None. Did anybody search Sean Watson's name in the Epstein files? Take a look. I don't think I got a mention. Sean was photographed on Peacock Island. You know that's not true, and I know that's not true. I would never be on an island called Peacock Island. I hate the bastards. Cool shirt, Sean. When's the next TNJ merch? Soon. Soon. I think in the month of February. Got a fun idea on the way for a pretty simple design. 90 seconds. We're back live. But in other countries, men who appear in the files have had to resign from government positions. Weird how that works. When you use the phrase have had to resign, I think that's a little loaded. I think people have resigned, and there is somebody in the media right now that may be pushed out. So that's kind of a head rolling, a CBS reporter. But there are other people who just were so heavily intertwined with Epstein, and people don't seem to care. I mentioned this yesterday. Like Michael Wolff, the journalist Michael Wolff, and for that matter, the journalist, Steve from War Room. What's his name? They're both in there so heavily in the Epstein files, and for them they're just like, nah, yeah, nothing to see here. And you're like, I thought this was the thing. I thought if you're associated with this, you're bad. Very, very strange.
I'm Kyle from Blindster. I started Blindster in my garage back in 2010. Since then, we've sold millions of custom blinds, shades, and shutters nationwide.
Steve Bannon.
Blinds are DIY.
That's what I was talking about. Steve Bannon.
And always cheaper than big box stores. Blindster.com.
Real Radio is on Facebook.
All right, here we go.
Shades and shutters nationwide. Our blinds are DIY friendly, guaranteed to fit, and always cheaper than big box stores. Blindster.com.
Real Radio is on Facebook at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Three best friends diving into the deep end of internet culture.
Things happening in the world of entertainment and beyond. Well, bless you. So good to have you with us today. Learn more about the show. Easy to do. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com. All right. We'll get to your emails. We'll get to your dispatches. We'll get to the Epstein rundown. Did you miss anything? I mean, it's kind of stunning to me that no one extra has been arrested. Nobody has been arrested. Nobody's been charged. No additional people. No matter what team you're connected to, everybody's yelling at everybody else. Nobody's been charged. No additional charge. No, not one, not a single one. But there's some decent and interesting drama in there, so we'll stir that up in just a bit. But right now, it's time to get into it. Let's do the next episode.
Because there's a lot on TV, you can't possibly keep up with all of it, even though you should, because what else are you going to talk about?
Crying. What are you doing, mister?
Nothing. Weather's nice. It's time for the next episode with Sabrina. Hey, smoke weed every day.
Hold up. The next episode brought to you by That Mortgage Guy Don. ThatMortgageGuyDon.com. The home loans radio show you can tune into every single weekend. Or if you want to get the process started of buying your first dream home, or perhaps refinancing the home you already own, then you got to work with That Mortgage Guy Don. He made it easy. He's got all of the information for you. And just at the point where you're like, I'm too confused, I'm going to put it off, stop yourself and get in direct contact with him. You have all the ways. Chat, you can talk to him live on the air during the Home Loans Radio Show, email, maybe become pen pals, but just know you have peace of mind every single time you work with That Mortgage Guy Don. Go to thatmortgageguyDon.com.
Don't miss the boat, compare your quote with thatmortgageguyDon.com.
18 years ago, 2008, space was involved.
Yeah.
The greater outdoors.
That's what they call it. I've heard it.
And on this day, 18 years ago, 2008, NASA beamed a song into the universe.
Hell yeah.
To Polaris, to be exact, better known as what? 13 points.
Polaris, better known as the Little Dipper.
No, but you are...
The North Star?
That is correct.
Oh.
Points for you. Now, you can take away Sea Lane's points if you can tell me what song was beamed towards the North Star. Imagine.
Baby Got Back,
That's not
Sir Mix-a-Lot.
I was going to say Baby One More Time.
All right, neither
One of the best knighted people in all of music, Sir Mix-a-Lot.
It was the Beatles song Across the Universe. Get it?
Oh, okay.
The unique broadcast celebrated the 40th anniversary of the song and the 45th anniversary of NASA's Deep Space Network, which communicates with its distance probes, and the 50th anniversary of the Space Agency. Even at the speed of light, the signal would take 431 years to reach its destination, as Polaris is 2.5 quadrillion miles away from Earth.
So we still got some time for them to write us back.
Yeah.
I just want to say, flag on the field.
What?
I said the Little Dipper, and technically the North Star, I believe, is in the Little Dipper. So
You said
I
I
technically
believe. Can
was
we verify, please?
right that it was pointed at the Little Dipper because both would be correct, North Star and Little Dipper.
Willing to go back to the tape and get confirmation from the first page on Google search.
I just want to put that on the record.
I appreciate that, and let the record reflect that it is put there. Now let's go to a new record because it's big sports game time, fellas.
Yeah!
Sleeping, dreaming, bleeding, breathing. The big dance that is not basketball. Am I allowed to say the...
Sure.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's only for ads and stuff.
Gotcha. Well, the bets
Super
are in.
Bowl.
Or the bets are happening. I just want to let you know that Americans are legally betting a whole bunch of buckaroos. Americans will spend a record $1.76 billion in just legal Super Bowl bets.
That's a lot. That's crazy.
Think about under the table, too. It's
Right.
nasty. The American Gaming Association, no single event brings fans together like the Super Bowl, and in parentheses, makes us more money. And this record figures just how much Americans enjoy sports betting as part of the experience. They add, it's important to choose legal, regulated sports books.
You like the behind the scenes, the
Yeah.
underground stuff?
I want the risk of someone showing up to my front door with a bat.
Some dodgy man with a
Yeah.
mustache. You know, he's like takes his
He's
notes
lost
on the
everything.
bets.
He's like, no, I'll triple down right now. Last second, he's wearing a fedora. Money gone. And I don't know if there's any bets when it comes to the Super Bowl halftime performer.
There's got to be, right?
And his name?
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny is right. And that makes you one of the 6 in 10 Americans who know who Bad Bunny is, according to a new poll. 6 in 10 Americans know who
Do they
Bad
know a
Bunny
song?
is.
That's my question. 'Cause I'm sure they've heard 60% of Americans, I'm sure, have heard of Bad Bunny, but do they know a song?
Great question. Let's see. Let's dive into this, shall we? 60% also say his performance is good for Latino cultural representation. Hispanics, Gen Z, Millennials have the most positive reaction to Bad Bunny. More likely to watch the halftime show because he's doing it. As for the theme of the show, 22% think his best bet is to focus on the fun party atmosphere.
Sure.
While only 5% think he should explore political or social themes. And those people we like to call S-sters. They would love to see it. Across all ethnic and age groups, Americans are more interested in watching Bad Bunny than Turning Point USA's All-American Halftime Show.
Well, yeah,
even
of
the
course.
boomers. According to this poll, a bunch of non-American halftime performers that nobody ever complained about, worth mentioning. We had Sting, U2, Rolling Stones, Rihanna, Shakira, Coldplay, Paul McCartney, Shania Twain is going to
They all had songs in English, though.
The Who
That's
and The
that's
Weeknd. Now, we do have
except for The Weeknd.
a bit of an update on the big non-Super Bowl halftime performance, the All-American halftime show, as they are calling it. We've got a place to watch it, I think.
Okay, where?
According to Sinclair, all their digital stations, Charge and National News Desk are going to stream that All-American halftime show.
So
As a big middle finger to the advertisers or something.
So on Sinclair, local TV stations are going to play it? Okay.
And Sinclair was involved in the Jimmy Kimmel stuff? Or
Yeah, it's a pretty big owner of the like local TV stations.
20 NBC stations around the country. NBC and Peacock are airing the also All-American Super Bowl halftime show featuring Bad Bunny and Green Day from California. Sinclair will try to lure audiences away to their own digital streams where Kid Rock is going to bah with the bah. All of that around 8 p.m. on Sunday. Good luck to everybody.
Which is weird because Sinclair does own stations that are airing the Super Bowl.
But at that time, they're going to say, go to our digital platform.
There's no way that they're going to like preempt the actual Super Bowl halftime performance because there's no way NBC would let them do that. I don't think they would be able to do that.
Or NFL.
Or cause some controversy and see what happens. Forgiveness, permission, maybe. We shall see. Or should we bet right now? And for
They
real
would
this time.
sue them out of existence, I think. If they
Okay,
did
so
that.
no betting. And while we're here talking about halftime performers,
We can bet. I'm willing to bet. I bet that they do not.
that they do not.
I bet
they do not interrupt NBC's performance on their stations to air a different halftime performance and then go back to NBC coverage. I
I'm
think
saying
that would
a
be
commercial.
no good.
How about a commercial saying, you want to see Kid Rock in the All-American halftime show? Go to this right now.
Now I wouldn't be blown away if they sold them an ad, even though they would be upset about that. But would they be able to afford one?
This is where the bet comes in.
How much did I say? It was $3 mil? No, more than that, right?
Yeah, it's up there
9
now.
mil? A Super Bowl.
Between 3 and 9 mil, I feel good about. My bet will be $30.
It is about, I think I said $9 million or something, but they're not showing it in any of these articles that I'm looking up. 7 million for 30 seconds. this
Jesus.
says. That's a lot.
Inflation, much? Just a little bit more zeros on that number, and you'll get the number that this group was paid for their entire music catalog. I can't hear you. That is correct. Deftones have sold most of their music rights to Warner Music Group, according to a new report. The deal took place sometime in the past 2 years, but nobody knew about it.
They sold their hits such as My Own Summer.
Change.
And My Own Summer.
And Change.
And the one where he goes, chop it. Oh,
My Own
even
Summer.
that hurt. Yeah. That's the good one.
The exact money has not been revealed, but they're estimating anywhere from $41 million to $75 million.
That's pretty good for the Deftones catalog. Yeah. That ain't bad.
With My Own Summer and Change. And congratulations to many more successful music catalog sales or whatever. On the Boob Tube, Coast to Coast Tuesday, good luck Mavericks, Celtics, Blazers, and Suns. 2-hour special MLK Jr. Beloved Community Awards on BET. Star Search on Netflix. Mo Gilligan in the Moment on Netflix as well. And you can catch Mark Ruffalo and Colbert. Follow your dreams of me on Instagram at Sabrina Ambra. Most importantly, say it with me, Americans.
Smoke weed every day.
Thank you, Sabrina. I saw it's just a graveyard out there. Just a graveyard out there in daytime TV. Kelly Clarkson said sayonara, suckers.
Oh, no.
And Sherry Shepherd.
And
No.
Sherry Shepherd. Yeah.
I mean,
both of them.
Miss Wendy.
Both of them saying yesterday, Sherry Shepherd was the one who stepped in for Wendy Williams and has been doing the show in her place, basically.
Mm.
And then Kelly Clarkson has been doing her show for a while now.
Yeah, and that's done.
Both done. Both
Fairly
said
well.
enough's enough.
Interesting.
Kelly Clarkson says she wants to spend more time with her kids and stuff. In the message that she had released, she said, I've been fortunate to work with this crew. Not an easy decision. Stepping away from the daily schedule will allow me to prioritize my kids, which feels necessary and right for this next chapter of our lives, as she says.
Dang. Good friend of the show, Ruben, was a warm-up guy for her. Wonderful man.
I'm sure, look, daytime TV is still printing money. There's a big audience of viewers for that. I don't know who they would bring over there, but I always thought she seemed kind of nice. She's less touchy than Drew Barrymore. Drew Barrymore is kind of weird. I like Drew Barrymore, don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
I'll defend her, and I like her. But I think that her emotional meter was turned up a little too high at some point in time. And she's a little bizarre as a result of that. But I do like her. She's still doing her thing. Kelly Clarkson zapped Sherry Shepherd. Wow, gone, out of here, no more. We'll see if you have any reaction to that when we come back.
Does it sound to you like Kelly Clarkson made this choice? Because it doesn't sound to me like Sherry Shepherd did.
Yeah, the Sherry Shepherd one, I got the vibe that they were just canceling the show.
They're saying canceled after 4 seasons. And I think Kelly's been on quite a bit longer, even though Sherry, what?
Not bad, though, for Sherry Shepherd to step in when Wendy Williams, God only knows what happened there. But for 4 whole years?
Yeah, did good.
It's not too bad.
And that was, in addition to a whole season of like, is Wendy coming back? Okay, I'll be guest. All right, I'm taking over the show. It was a long time that there was just rotating guests and then just Sherry Shepherd, still Wendy's show, though.
Yeah, she's not, and it's not doing that anymore, unfortunately. They say as of immediately, C-Lane, or like at the end of the season?
I think it's at the end. Where did it say? Yeah. Season 4 of Sherry will continue airing until the fall.
Brutal stuff. Hey, I got a killer jury duty on deck in the next hour with some really amazing stories, actually, believe it or not. I got this Michael Jackson story, new audio. I'll play it for you that we didn't get into yesterday on the show. And the Epstein rundown. We're going to run it on down, and we'll see what was in these files. There's some interesting little tidbits that I think people have been missing. What's going on? We'll give you the full rundown. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Congratulations, Michael. You just won $1,000 from Real Radio.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay, cool.
Who's next? Your chance to win is minutes away, courtesy of Mills Air.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Looks like traffic's getting by now on State Road 520 eastbound at Maxim Parkway. The left lane's blocked. The right lane's getting by. Northbound and southbound lanes are still slowing down due to that accident on Orlando Avenue, just south of Fairbanks Avenue. Traffic's backed up on I-4 eastbound before State Road 408. The right lane's still blocked there.
Hello. Welcome behind the scenes. This is Skull Mike. YouTube, how have you done? Have you done anything? Have you moved the needle? Even one subscriber? Checking. 2! That brings you down to 10. We just need 10 more YouTube subs, and the goal is hit for the week, and you have unlocked a bonus stream. Get your dream of the bonus stream locked in today. Subscribe on YouTube, 10 more of you, and we hit the mark. Thanks again to everybody for just absolutely demolishing the goals this week. Shout outs to Rundowns. True. 2 subs in 2 hours is the way to go, YouTube. That's right. Yeah. YouTube is what we call a slow growth situation at the moment. I got to keep ginning up these shorts videos, and then I got to do some more, a little bit longer form content. My goal is only to get to 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, but my God, it's not easy. It's not easy.
Hey, Russ Rollins here. I'm here to talk to you about something that a lot of guys don't like talking about, and that's
YouTube boo. How dare you?
The truth is, men today have 20%
YouTube love. All right?
It's a thing to deal with. And when
Let's see. 27,382. Oh, that's 2 more, baby.
nobody needs any of that.
We're down to 8.
My friends over at Red
Only need 8. 8 more subs on YouTube, and we hit our weekly goal.
That sluggish feeling. And if you call them now for a limited time, you're going to be able to get your testosterone levels.
Let's see you do it.
They'll help you with
Pause the stream and subscribe.
weight loss medication. That's a
Even if you hate me,
when you give
I still love you. Still here for you each day, aren't I? It's the most I could do.
Cell phone, dial pound 250. Say the keyword Red Mountain, and you'll be connected.
Whoa!
RedMountainWeightLoss.com. You'll feel
There's a story.
Testosterone right. RedMountainWeightLoss.com.
Jill Biden's ex-husband has been charged with the murder of his wife.
Most people drive about 40 miles a day, which means you can
Joe Biden's ex-husband is charged with first-degree murder in the death of his wife.
school, get the groceries, and still have enough charge to visit your in-laws.
There was a report of a domestic dispute at the couple's Delaware house. His wife was found unresponsive in the living room. She was pronounced dead at the scene. The incident mentioned a cardiac arrest, but the 77-year-old former husband of Jill Biden, she married him in 1970, separated and had a nasty divorce in 1974, married Joe Biden in 1977, and now her ex-husband is charged with murder. Mukta. Yikers. YouTube update, here we go. 1 more! That's right. YouTubers, do I have to do that dance for every sub? 7. We're down to 7, YouTube. Thank you. Thank you for your service. The amount of traction right now. 5 subs in such a short period of time. It's just unbelievable.
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/radio for your
3 minutes.
inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/radio for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/radio. See representative for warranty details.
Weed consumer. I'll look at the settings for ads after the show. I don't know what kind of like fine tuning I can do, but I'll do it. I shall do it. All I can tell you right now is I believe if you are a member on the channel on YouTube, that you will not see any commercials at all. Which, if you watch the show on YouTube every day, it might be worth it. You can also sub on Twitch and not get any ads over there with a Prime sub. And the Prime sub, if you have a Amazon Prime account, is free. They'll tell you how to do it over there. 2 minutes and we're coming back. Oh! 5 YouTube subs coming in. All right. That brings us down to 2. My God. We were just eking our way through life over on YouTube. And then you guys impressed me by stepping up. We've got 10 amazing subs in the last couple of minutes. Might as well open up a sandwich shop at this point. 90 seconds. What a time to be alive. Can you repeat that? Ryan Reynolds is talking? Is Ryan Reynolds trying to interrupt me right now? If this is one of your Mint Mobile commercials, you Hollywood bully, you think I don't know what you're up to, Ryan Reynolds? I liked you, Ryan Reynolds. I liked your movies. But it appears you are a Hollywood bully. Folks, It's time to come back live on the show. Thank you for being with us today. Now, we get into some pretty crazy stories, including a rundown of all the stuff you probably missed in the latest Epstein dump. We're going to dump it all on you. Here we go.
Gone. But this year, you don't need to stay a victim. Because this tax season, fraud-paying American is something no American should have to claim. Save up to 40% off your first year with the promo code BECK. Visit LifeLock.com. Terms do apply.
Spice up the big game with a hot box from Dave's Hot Chicken.
Broadcasting live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Need help after an accident? Just call Mo. Learn more at JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. An iHeartRadio station guaranteed human.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Credit. C-R-E-D-I-T. Credit. Enter it now at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Send him your tips and your deepest, darkest secrets. Email tips at the new.
Most viral newsroom, and you're hanging out with us. I'd love to hear from you. Send a dispatch. That's your recorded voice. You can send a video. I'd love to see you. We'd love to put that on the stream. Go to thenewsjunkie.com and join the show. Some pretty interesting stories on the way. But I want to do a rundown here because everybody's been talking about this latest dump of files and the whole Epstein thing. And please don't roll your eyes into the back of your head just yet, okay? Some of you are completely over this. But I've tried to see what we got. Is there anything juicy in this latest dump?
I don't know. How can you be over this? I find some of it fascinating.
Yeah.
A lot of people aren't into it at all. A lot of people are like, and you know why? I'll tell you why, C-Lane. The reason why I think a lot of people, not a majority by any means, but some growing audience of people is over the Epstein files is because no one has been charged. Nobody, not a single person, millions and millions of files. Everybody is like just so sure that their op is the worst person in the world because they were in a couple of these emails or whatever, and nobody, not one Republican, not one Democrat, not one person has been charged with anything that has been released in all of these files out there.
Yeah. You have Ghislaine, obviously, in jail, and then Prince Andrew has not been criminally charged, but has seen a significant fallout considering.
Oh, he has had a reputational damage on the level of Nagasaki. Like the guy is forever reputation damaged because he was really close in proximity to Epstein. Prince Andrew was like top of the list.
Videos.
Weirdo, creepo guy. Here's what I got for you, the rundown on the latest in the Epstein files. Victims are upset. They're complaining of getting death threats as some of the files were released without redactions. There's so many files.
Read that there were some files that were released without redactions and some nude photos.
That's true. What? Yeah, I've got some of that. I'll show you in a second here in the rundown. Think the rundown's not going to include nude photos? What the hell you thinking, man?
I thought this was going to be one of your lesser rundowns.
No, this is, as always, fully charged. The Justice Department said Monday it had withdrawn thousands of documents and media related to disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein after lawyers complained to a New York judge that the lives of nearly 100 victims have been turned upside down. You've got the tug of war between people who are like, where are they at, man? Well, this is all a distraction. Release all the files. And then you release the files and you didn't take enough time to scrub somebody's name out somewhere. And the battle between those two is leading to these people getting caught in the middle. The exposed materials included nude photos showing the faces of the potential victims, as well as names, email addresses, and other identifying information that was either unredacted or not fully obscured. One of the victims said that this whole thing was life-threatening, which is, again, very weird because you have a lot of times the media will trot out these Epstein victims that are like, release them all now, release them all this second.
I'm like very curious as to how these people are already getting death threats because How do you even get through that many of the files to find the names?
It's like 1.5 million documents, something like that. Right?
It's more than that total. I mean, there's so many
insane.
files that have been released. And as I said, like if they release all these files, sometimes you'll see a PDF of 1,000 pages, but it's just every email the guy got. And it's newsletters, and it's like so much nothingness. Within those, there's some interesting things, and I'll give you more of those in a moment. In the files, more from Prince Andrew, who Sabrina mentioned earlier, more from Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York, who's made a public apology for letting Jeffrey Epstein pay off some of her debts. He picked up the tab on some things that she owed. The billionaire Tesla founder Elon Musk turns up a few times in these emails in 2012 and 2013, where he discussed going to Epstein's infamous island. He did not ever go there, according to Musk and everybody else.
He wanted to.
The Clintons say he did not go. The Clintons say they did not go there either, despite the push on that front. Richard Branson had some exchanges with Epstein.
Children of the world.
Branson invited Epstein to his own private Caribbean island. So I've seen what you got. Come over to where I am. He says, anytime you're in the area, would love to see you as long as you bring your harem. Oof.
What's
Branson telling him to bring his harem, which is a collection of whores, if I'm correct. What's the definition of harem? Does it have to be whores? I thought that's what it was. I thought it was a collection of
Former
women.
times, a separate part of a Muslim household for wives, concubines, and female
Your
servants.
concubines. The concubine is another word for like I don't know if it has to be a hooker, like that could
A
purchase
woman who
their
lives
time.
with a man but has lower status than his wife or wives.
Oh, okay. There's your concubine. That's usually I think from Japanese culture. That's right, friends. You heard it here first. I was talking about the country of
Japan.
Japan.
I'm
Donald
seeing
Trump.
Latin roots to that, at least that word.
What? To concubine?
Yeah.
Oh, I know it most from Japanese culture where they'll talk about concubines, but I'm sure it's in other ones as well, I guess. Donald Trump was also in the files here, and he was friends with Epstein.
Fake
They were
news.
both Palm Beachers before they had a falling out, and then they appeared to hate each other afterwards. The new trove of documents contain thousands of references to Trump, much of which sheds little additional light on their relationship. They included emails in which Epstein and others shared news articles about him. So this is a thing that people do. Everybody lies about so much stuff. There's so much lying going on that I hate it. So, for instance, before I get into what's happening here, a comparison. The number of mass shootings in the United States of America, which, by the way, I think has dropped in the last couple of years. Good. Let's
Look at us go.
Let's put down some worse numbers on that one if we can. Yeah, let's see if we can't even make them worse than this. But the numbers of mass shootings in the United States of America are an already very impressive in the worst way number. People tend to think of school shootings and horrible targeted attacks on public places as these mass shootings. When activists get involved, they try to make things seem even worse than they are. This is the case with almost all forms of activism, climate activism, and all the rest. And they'll start to include things that no one in the world thinks of as a mass shooting. A drive-by shooting is not thought of by many people to be a mass shooting, and they'll inflate the numbers. The same thing is done with a lot of the people in the Epstein files. People will go, Bill Clinton was mentioned 422 times. Trump is mentioned 298 times. I have no idea what the numbers are. I'm just making these up. But they'll say the person was mentioned that many times. It could just be a whole bunch of like articles and emails that have nothing to do with anything. But, we go back to the thing that C-Lane said. Now it's at the point where if your name's in there, your name is mud as a result. Bill Clinton spent time with Epstein about 2 decades ago, including flying occasionally on his private jet and seeing him at the White House. Clinton also denied any knowledge of Epstein's wrongdoing. Stephen Tisch, the New York Giants co-owner, is mentioned 400 times in the files.
Wow. That's a lot.
In a 2013 exchange, the New York Giants co-owner had the subject line, Ukrainian girl. And Epstein encouraged Tisch to contact a particular woman whose physical beauty he praised in crude terms. Pro or civilian? Tisch, the owner of the co-owner of the New York Giants, asked in a reply, which I'm sure is asking whether or not this person was a prostitute. Brett Ratner, the person behind the Melania Trump documentary that's out in theaters right now, he's actually responded about his involvement. He says the woman that he's pictured with was his former fiance, and that he had never had any communication before or after that with Epstein, that she was the one who knew him and they got invited there. That's his side of that. Casey Wasserman, president of the 2028 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles, exchanged flirty emails with Ghislaine Maxwell. Ehud Barak, the former Israeli prime minister, Larry Summers, Clinton's former secretary of the Treasury, Howard Lutnick, Lutnick was a commerce secretary under President Trump. Sergey Brin, the former Google co-founder, billionaire, had made some plans to meet with Epstein and Maxwell at his townhouse. A lot of the celebrities would go by there. Steve Bannon, and this is the big one for me. Steve Bannon and Michael Wolff. These are two not politicians. These are two people in media punditry. Two journalists, you might say loosely. Two journalists that were huge confidants with Epstein after they knew of all the things that he was doing. Steve Bannon exchanged tons of text messages with Epstein, some just months before his arrest and jailhouse suicide. Steve Bannon was in very close contact with Epstein, as was Michael Wolff, the journalist. And that dude is still making videos today like he's suffering no reputational harm as a result of this. I think I have him in the mix here somewhere. I'll see if I can bring that up because he was here. Here's Trump talking about the files. Let's see.
And no, he made a statement about me and Jeffrey Epstein. I have nothing to do with that. I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. And in fact, if you look at the DOJ, they announced, they released 3 million pages. It's like this is all they're supposed to be doing. And frankly, the DOJ, I think, should just say, we have other things to do, because that whole thing has turned out, other than Bill Clinton and, Bill Gates and lots of people that there are a lot of questions about it, but nothing on me.
Other than all of that, it's not worthwhile because all it uncovered was a lot of other people doing
other than
stuff.
Everybody but me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that seems a little weird.
The Gates thing there was a weird part of that. It's
Bill Gates?
Yeah, it seemed like Epstein was kind of upset at their breakup, him and old Gatester.
Yeah, I feel like Epstein was putting stuff in his emails about Bill Gates that wasn't even legit. I don't know for sure, but he was saying Bill Gates reached out to him to try to get medicine for the woman that Bill Gates gave an STD, or his wife got an STD or something.
Yeah, or he got an STD from a Russian girl or something.
And a lot of this was Epstein sending emails to himself. And I don't know, what to believe, what not to believe on some of these fronts. Here's Michael Wolff, the journalist I mentioned, who's in this nonstop. And he just keeps trying to reframe all of it, even though he was offering PR advice, public relations advice to Epstein, even after all these horrible things came out. And it was well known that this stuff was going on for a while.
This morning and found that
I woke up this morning, he said,
Donald Trump had threatened to sue me. Again, I think this is the third or possibly fourth time the President of the United States has threatened to sue me. Apparently, he was asked about his reaction to the 3 million pages of Epstein files that had been released.
All right.
And his response was that, he was going to sue Wolff, a writer, because I had conspired with Epstein to frame him, I think was his point. And yes, I tried to encourage Jeffrey Epstein in any way I knew how to come forward with what he knew about Donald Trump.
Right. He's really softballing this here. He is in a lot of back and forth with Jeffrey Epstein, this Michael Wolff journalist guy, about how he could revive his career and stuff. And he's not alone on the journalist front. The CBS guy, did that guy get fired or what, Sealand? Is it just because they're the CBS journalist, all the stories were he's going to be fired. He's about to be fired. And he apologized, the CBS journalist, Peter Attia.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
And-
he says he's ashamed after the emails became public. Well, it's like, dude, you were emailing Jeffrey Epstein in 2015. So I think it was pretty well known, some of the stuff that he had been involved with.
Yeah, quite a bit.
And you're making jokes about
Yeah, as of
pea being low carb.
Yeah.
as of the first day this week, the removal was not yet official finalized.
Yeah, this says a battle is broken out between Paramount Corporate and CBS News chief Barry Weiss over cutting ties with new contributor Peter Attia. That's the guy who was in all these emails. He wrote this super long thing. In one 2015 email, the CBS journalist said, "The worst part about being your friend to Epstein is that the life you lead is so outrageous and I can't tell a soul." In another 2016 email, the CBS journalist joked about a diet with Epstein by saying, "The P word is indeed low carb. Still awaiting results on gluten, though."
Oy.
So he emailed him over 1,000 times, I guess. And this guy is now an employee over at CBS News and is hanging on by a thread. Anything else? Let me just see. Again, go to jmail, jmail.world. That's a really good source to kind of sift through these. It looks like it's a Gmail account, and you can see all of the files in there. TMZ said, first look at the trove of porn seized by the feds. And are these the people who said that they were naked in the files?
Oh, that might have been it.
These are all censored, but...
Okay.
I don't know. Is this just like he
All right.
saved some adult images from the internet?
He had a lot of porn.
Yeah, this is looking like screenshot.
Oh, no. That he's in that one, though. Yeah, that's him there.
Oh, there he is. Yeah.
Yeah, that's him with the naked person.
But the one above with that like very pink couch or wall.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. That looks like from some, adult website. A bunch of women fully censored, a bunch of stuff like he just got from different adult websites. But he was in at least that one. Here's an ex-hamster video. So I guess these were in the release, and some of the people who were complaining were uncensored in these photos. However, it only looks like one of them actually included him as well. And then to this, Sky News said, as a response to a whole bunch of people online, said, I think it was a response to their own post, said, Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer has responded to the latest release of the Epstein files, saying the convicted sex offenders' victims should be the priority. And Sky News says, being mentioned in the Epstein files is not a sign of wrongdoing. That post got 34 million views, and people were just roasting them. People really believe it doesn't matter. If your name is in this, you must be a bad guy, which was tough, I'm sure, on Jon Stewart and on Jay-Z. And Pusha T and all the other people who ended up in these files somewhere. And it just was a huge net because it's like every email ever. The Clintons have agreed that they're going to testify in the coming weeks, and we'll see what's going on with them. Some of the stuff, though, just to wrap it up, was Prince Andrew, the video or the photos of him over some person on the floor, which was super weird. That was one of the weirder things that came out. It's like him and some person is laying on the ground. And he's like touching all over this person. And then did you see Epstein chasing the person around too?
No.
Yeah. Oh,
let me see.
In the kitchen?
Yeah.
It was like little girls.
Epstein kitchen. Let me see if I can bring this up.
Strange, man.
This one was one of the weirder things. Okay, I think this is it right here. This is him dancing with somebody.
Video.
Yeah, this is a different one.
Okay.
This is just Jeffrey Epstein dancing with some person.
Weird.
Poorly.
I got to get the one where he's in the kitchen chasing them around. Is
That
this
one.
it?
Mhm.
This one. This is weird.
And it's
He's
like
on the.
little girls, is it not?
They're all blocked out, so I can't tell. It's two persons that are blocked out, and he's chasing them around the kitchen. Epstein's chasing him around the kitchen island.
Woman's filming it.
Yeah, I don't know who. It's just weird. It's just very strange. Just like you got a guy who's so well known to be a predator at this point, and he's chasing what sounds like young girls around the kitchen island in his kitchen. So again, I think there is a level of frustration, and there should be. Not a single person has been arrested post the release of all of this. So many people were mentioning it, including Democrat Stacey Plaskett. She's absolutely, her head should roll over this. Stacey Plaskett, the Democrat, was taking text messages from Jeffrey Epstein as there was testimony going on allegedly in Congress, and he was suggesting questions for her to ask to the people who were testifying. All of it is rubbish. It's gross. It's disgusting. But nobody's been arrested. And that's the weirdest thing. That's the thing I think that stands out to a lot of people. So, all right, we'll see what you think about this and everything else. We got, as I said, a packed jury duty on the way, including a story that absolutely blew my mind. We'll get to that all momentarily. The Michael Jackson new tidbit, new audio on Michael Jackson. That is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real radio. It is.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Top of the morning, boys. Sport from Jacksonville. You know, nothing says Amber's a brown-nosed reindeer more than her seeing those glasses at the table and saying, those are those douchebag glasses. And Russ says, no, those are a gift from Clark. And Amber says, I love them.
The Monsters in the Morning.
Real Radio 104.1.
You're going to run into some slowdowns due to a couple accidents around the area. The right lane's still blocked on I-4 eastbound before State Road 408. The ramp from 1792 to I-4 eastbound, that's partially blocked due to an accident. Traffic starting to get by now on State Road 520 eastbound at Maxim Parkway. 477 from the
Hello.
James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored
Welcome in, everybody.
Springtree Maple Syrup. Here's to 50 years of sweet tradition. Since 1976, Springtree has captured the essence of Vermont's maple heritage, bringing the warmth of spring and the sweetness of nature to
Gotta search for something real quick.
They honor the craft of tapping trees and creating 100% pure maple syrup. Grab your Springtree bottle at Publix today.
Ladies, Valentine's Day is 11 days away, and if you're still looking for something to give the special man in your life, check out Hammer & Nails Grooming for Guys. If he hasn't been, right now, first-time guests receive $25 off any service, plus a complimentary premium upgrade. So they've got Valentine's Day covered for you. They've got 4 different Florida locations: Oviedo, Winter Park, Winter Garden, and Windermere, waiting for you. Book online, go to hammernailsgrooming.com.
Looking for updates on Nancy Guthrie.
And you can use the app to book your services and see all the different things they have waiting for you. In the lounge designed for men, not just some typical cutter barber.
In the Nancy Guthrie missing person case, the DNA found at the scene has been submitted to the laboratories for testing. They do not know whose DNA they found at the scene, but it has been submitted. I'm sure they'll hear back soon on that. Does Courtney pay Publix rent? No, I don't believe so. No, she's not going to Publix today. At least not that I know of. Let's take a look at YouTube. YouTube has 2 subs left to go so that we all hit the goal for the week. Nothing. Nope. We still need 2 more, YouTube. We still need 2 more subs on YouTube to hit our full goal for the week and unlock a bonus stream. Also, any Wordle players out here? I wanted to gauge the Wordle reaction. I guess Wordle made a major change. I'm trying to see if this made people mad or no. So Wordle regulars, check in. They made it so the words that are used are no longer retired. So they can use words multiple times. Stand by. Oh, big numbers again by Sun State John with 10 gifted subs. That's huge. That gets us to the goal. Forget it. We're closing up shop. Thanks to Sun State John. Now you can keep gifting subs all week long, and I really hope you do, because it definitely helps out over here. It helps keep the whole operation going. Thank you so much, Sun State John, for the 10 gifted subs. Folks, go claim those over on thenewsjunkie.com. All you have to do is claim one of these subs, and you're good to go. Now, here's an idea I have for you. I could put, for Secret Show subscribers, a version of the stream up on the website, and that version of the stream would be totally commercial free. If you guys have any interest in that, let me know, because it is something that I could do. Wouldn't take too much work, I don't think. If you're interested in that, let me know. We can make it so Secret Show subscribers have access to a version of the stream that has no ads at all.
I better find a good playlist to listen to while I wait. EDM? Nah. Oh, what about something classical? Nah. You got any suggestions? Dad rock? Now you.
All right, 1 minute. We're coming back live on the show. I would sub the Secret Shows if that was the case. Is the guy cutting the grass? This is the wonderful lawn crew that generally comes by on Tuesday. They'll be done shortly. All right, I'll work on that. We're coming back live.
When you consider what we know about sleep in humans, there's one rule that comes out. We are predictably unpredictable sleepers. This Podcast Will Kill You is a science podcast usually about things that can make us sick or worse.
But in our newest multi-part series, we're talking about how our body actually functions.
We're starting with sleep, why we need it, why it's hard to get enough, and why modern life makes it even harder. Listen to our newest series, which runs January 20th through February 17th with new episodes every Tuesday.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search This Podcast Will Kill You, and listen now.
Win $25,000 in free impact windows from Maurice Windows. Text TRUST to 20129.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Credit. 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 Enter it now at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Story time with the three best friends you never knew you had.
Board. Honestly, it is. And you could join the show with whatever your thoughts are, your comments, no matter what you got on your mind. Send that over at thenewsjunkie.com or email to tips, T-I-P-S, at thenewsjunkie.com. C-Lane, how is the Wordle universe taking this rule change that's been pushed out by them?
That's a better question for Sabrina. She's the one that plays more often.
Every day.
I thought you played this game. You play, Sabrina?
Every single day. I believe I just hit my 140th day in a row. Thank you.
And they changed one of the big rules.
I did not notice a rule change.
Oh, really?
What
yeah. Well,
happened?
They said the editors of the New York Times games have announced that old Wordle solutions, which were previously retired after every game, are now added back into the pool of possible answers.
Oh.
Which I didn't even know that was a thing. So I guess once you uncovered a word...
At some point, you're going to run out of 5-letter words, and you want people to keep using this thing.
Yeah, so I've played 1,282 games.
Oh, my God.
Current streak, 142. Also, Jack Bradshaw's in on it. But I believe when I go to send my score to somebody, yeah, it's Wordle number 1,690.
My God.
That's of all of it.
Of all of it. So now they're reusing words, which makes sense. I don't know.
Yeah.
There are some people who, write it down, who have actual, books of what word is used and strategy. And I'm more just 6 o'clock in the morning trying to wake up, get my brain going. First word I think of kind of gal.
I think they probably weren't thinking this far down the road.
No,
they were like,
no.
well, there's plenty of 5-letter words. We'll be able to use
You
this.
mean when that one guy, Matt Wardle, or whatever his name was, coded the website just for fun?
Wow, what a thing, man. That guy, he made this game up. It became immensely popular very quickly. And with, C-Lane, maybe you could find this. I'm not sure if this is something that we could get the details on. What was the time between when he created Wordle and when he got a payoff from the New York Times? I don't think it was long.
Okay, it was released. It lists publishers. Josh Wardle. I said Matt. I was wrong. Josh Wardle, 2021 to 2022. And this was October of 2021. By 2022, it was published by the New York Times Games.
Damn.
I would say less than a year. Acquisition by the New York Times company. On January 31st of 2022, the New York Times, the parent of New York Times, acquired Wordle from Wardle. That's fun to read. For an undisclosed price in the low seven figures. So over $1 million.
Wow. So he got over $1 million. He had it up and running for less than a year, and the New York Times scooped it up, and they weren't planning on it to go this long, so they've made a change.
He started it in 2013 with an early prototype, and he initially called it Mr. Bug's Wordy Nugs. And then he forgot about it for a while, and then I think he got bored during the pandemic and finished it.
Name.
In retrospect, that was a good name change. Yeah, I don't know if I could. New York Times, Mr. Nugs Funny Wugs. What was it?
Mr. Bug's Wordy Nugs.
Mr. Bug's Wordy Nugs. I don't know if it would have been as successful. I just don't.
I think it's a fun name.
Yeah, it's something. It's something. Updates on Savannah Guthrie from the Today Show. Her missing mother. This investigation is tearing wide open. The latest details as of a couple hours ago. The story says that the biological DNA, which was at the home of Savannah Guthrie's mom, has now been submitted to local laboratories for testing, according to the sheriffs. She hasn't been seen since January 31st. She's 84 years old. She left without her medication. And a sheriff said there was biological DNA evidence at the home. What does that mean?
Blood.
You know, we heard blood, right? We heard that there was blood that was on the scene potentially. It could mean other things too, God forbid. But a sheriff says that biological DNA that was discovered is now being tested, and they continue to say that the home was a crime scene. She has not been seen since 9:30 p.m., and they believe she was abducted in the middle of the night, unwillingly, from her bed. They do not know exactly what's going on with this, but they took what they believe is biological DNA type evidence.
I think they're about to have a press conference on this.
Are they?
Yeah.
I'd like to tune into that if we can.
I'll see if I could find it. But it's not on CNN right now, but Fox News is waiting for this to happen because they said they were really throwing together a press conference that was supposed to be right about now. Okay. And because another tidbit that they gave alongside the biological DNA part was that I think they looked through, because one of the things they found at the crime scene that kind of alluded to it possibly being a crime scene was that her phone and Apple Watch were still at the house.
Okay.
And I guess they accessed the phone and found that her pacemaker stopped syncing with her Apple Watch before dawn on Sunday.
Okay.
Okay.
So
So
that's
that
when they
means-
were separated.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Doesn't mean that the heart wasn't still.
No,
racing.
but it does show you the extent of her health situation in that.
Basically, the
This is
technological
bad.
equivalent of the phone or Apple Watch saying, hey, that's the last time I saw her.
All right, let's see if we can find a stream on that. I'm
Yeah,
seeing a lot
I
of
got-
other. You do? Okay.
Yeah.
Is it something you could send to me? Send it to me if it's live, and
Just send.
we'll keep this up. It's not happening now though. It's just like
No.
they're all getting ready.
But it is the live feed, and yeah, it should
Okay.
start the sheriff's department.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, this is it. This is the raw live feed from Wink News.
I did it.
And they're not going yet, but when they do have this press conference about the news anchor Savannah Guthrie's missing mother and the big mystery around this, we will take that. Even if it happens during the break, I'll pause it so we can listen to the majority of what's going on with this story. Here's what we know so far. If you guys have been kind of tuning in or tuning out, Savannah Guthrie is one of the hosts of the Today Show. Someone abducted her mother a couple of days ago. She has been obviously so concerned about this that she's pulled out of all of the Olympics coverage and everything else. The sheriff's office, when they talk about this, seem almost scared and hesitant to share some of the details. I don't know if that means that they're shocking or if they're worried about that giving up too much information. They've said they're looking at sexual offenders, I think they had said specifically, in the area. They say they're testing this DNA. Does that mean there was some kind of evidence that a sexual attack took place and that's the DNA they're testing? Or is the DNA blood? It's unclear. But this all looks very bad. There's a bounty out there, I guess I should say, for what, $2,500?
Up to $2,500.
A reward of up to $2,500, which again seems incredibly low, but that all is out there right now on the line. And what we're going to do is keep an eye on this. The Pima County Sheriff's Department will have a presser about this. If it happens during the break, I'll stop it, and we'll make sure you get to hear everything that goes down in jury duty. Also, I have some jaw-dropping stories in jury duty that not a lot of people are mentioning that are going down in courtrooms. The one about the Uber driver that was shot, I think it's one of the most interesting stories of the year. So we'll have that as well. It's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is on Instagram at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
Hey, this is Lincoln Kennedy. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Hello. Welcome behind the scenes of the show. I'm watching right now as they get ready for this press conference. Nothing has happened yet. You will not miss any of it, I promise you. We will get those details to find out what the hell's happening in this case.
And $8. The new Biggie deals are bigger and biggier than ever. For a pretty Biggie deal, gotta be Wendy's. U.S. price and participation may vary.
MSC cruises feel so stylish and European. Let's espresso and gelato.
Espresso and gelato. Those aren't.
Okay.
Yeah, on MSC cruises they are.
Hey, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sun State John. Thank you to everybody who helped out to hit the goal for this week. The goal is unlocked. The bonus stream is unlocked. Now, this weekend, Sunday is Super Bowl Sunday. That's a no-go. Why? Why even try? Sunday is Super Bowl Sunday. Saturday, perhaps. But bonus shows can also be after the show, after show streams, after show stream, on weekdays. So if you guys want a bonus show after the show ends on Friday, we could do that. Thoughts? Thoughts on that? What day do you think? What day are you guys thinking for this bonus stream that you unlock? What day? Gotta look into it more? Into this? Friday? Friday, definitely? Friday after work? Friday would be good, I think. Like, Friday, 5 o'clock, I think that could work. Because I could do that while I'm working on Secret Shows stuff and do a bonus stream. I think that would be good. I think Friday might be good. Not Super Bowl Sunday. I'm still driving home at 5. I'll be at a house showing at 5. Well, what time are we thinking, folks? News Junkie halftime show. Whew. To what? 2 of you? All right, we got a couple of minutes. Let me just peek in at this press conference for Nancy Guthrie, Savannah Guthrie's mom, to see if it started. No, it's still just the podium. Should be started any moment. At the News Junkie, do you think there are secret missions to space? No, I don't think so. I mean, one could never be sure, but I don't think so. No. What did you have in mind? What did you think was going on? We're thinking Saturday, Sean. A lot of people get out of work at 5. That's true. Maybe Friday at 6. Saturday's a possibility. But BDMX Con says there are not secret manned missions. Well, yeah. Okay, yeah. Is there something secretive happening in space, either with something launched out into space to search for something, or satellites. Yes, almost certainly, but not manned missions. I would agree. Last bonus stream was fun. Yeah, it was. It's a good time. There's no commercials, no restrictions, no nothing. Just fully uncensored bonus streams. And as long as you guys keep putting up numbers, which I can't thank you enough for, it's been awesome. That's everything. But I will look into this. Like, if you're a Secret Show subscriber, that could be a great benefit to have access to a stream with absolutely no commercials. And you just go to the website and click the link and you watch the stream that day. You'll be able to watch it just as you would a YouTube video or something. Two minutes and we're back live. Ass Saturday has a ring to it. All right, we got this press conference just moments away. Maybe they got some news? Maybe there's some kind of bombshells going on here? What are we going to learn about this missing mother of the host of the Today Show? I'm legitimately interested. I really am. Oh, here we go. Starting right now. Perfect timing. Press conference starting right now.
Not just mask the symptoms. Aspire offers real solutions so you can breathe better and feel better for good. Flu season is here. Don't wait it out. Get real answers today at AspireAllergy.com. That's AspireAllergy.com.
Breakfast burritos for the morning brainstorm. Easy Cater. Paninis for the lunch and learn. Easy Cater.
Paulie and others about the ads. YouTube has made some sort of change. I don't know what it is. If we could get to the weekend, it would be better because then I have more time. I don't have a lot of time today. But I'll look into it and see what's going on and see if there's any settings. But I did not make any changes, just for the record. All right, we are coming back live. Press conference underway.
When Ryan died, we never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Watching football this weekend? Get the Big New Yorker from Pizza Hut for just $10. It's our biggest pizza for the biggest games. Giant foldable slices, huge flavor. So order now at pizzahut.com or in the app. Ask for limited time offer. Prices, participation, and availability may vary. Additional charge for extra toppings, max 3 and extra cheese. Taxes, tip, and delivery fee not included.
When good things go bad, bad things make headlines. This is the
In just a moment. Also, I think this press conference is just getting started here. We'll see what's going on and get to the additional details on that. This is about Savannah Guthrie. Savannah Guthrie is the co-host, one of the main hosts of the Today Show, and her mom has been abducted in a very, very confusing set of circumstances here. And so we want to see what's happening at this press conference to get these additional details. In fact, let's do that. I got some wild stories for jury duty, so let's get into it. Let's do jury duty.
court is now in session, so put your phone down and pay attention before we call the bailiff over to whip your ass. You're now on jury duty with the News Junkie.
Jury duty brought to you by the one, the only Mo DeWitt of the DeWitt Law Firm. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. 800-CALL-MO, 800-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. If you are in an accident, reach out to Moses DeWitt. He is there to help you, and he will assist in whatever way he can. And in terms of going after the insurance companies, this is your guy. 800-CALL-MO, 800-CALL-MO, or go to justcallmo.com. All right. Press conference for the missing mother of a news anchor from the Today Show. Here is the sheriff, and they're talking about what happened here. Maybe we'll get some new bombshells on this.
To you.
All right, here he is.
Sometimes I'm speaking in generalities, and I'm not used to everybody hanging on to my words and then trying to hold me accountable.
This is the sheriff. He's not very loud, but I can turn him up if we need to.
So we're going to try our best to
we turn him up a little bit.
Succinct with you in the future, and also more important for you to understand is we have a lot of work in front of us.
All right.
We have a job to do, and we have someone's life who is in jeopardy.
Yeah.
So job number one is we got to find her, and we got to work hard to do that. I understand there's great attention on this, and rightfully so, and I appreciate it, and I thank you for it because it has generated a lot of leads for us. And so we're tracking those leads, and we're doing things with evidence that you would expect us to be doing.
All right. Now he brings up somebody else to discuss whatever new leads are coming in. So let's listen in here.
It is important. We are aggressively pursuing and looking into every single one. Again, please help us bring Nancy Guthrie home. Thank you.
Oh, that was a short statement.
Okay.
Questions?
We'll take some questions.
Yeah, let's go.
Sheriff, is there any indication so far as to whether this was a random abduction or targeted?
Random or targeted?
It's like I said earlier, we're looking at all the leads, and we don't know. We're going to assume both sides of that.
This has to be his first time doing something like this, right?
Yeah, he gives me the vibes of like a real small town sheriff, so he doesn't have a lot of experience with a massive case like this.
He said something earlier, right before he said we'll take questions, where it's like, we'll get your questions. I know you have a lot of them, but then I'm going to leave because we have a lot of work to do, and we're going to be doing this for the next couple days.
He's kind of an oddball.
Next couple days gives me the vibe that they've got nothing.
It doesn't seem like it, but maybe he gives some up.
Wearing or the type of
what was she wearing?
Might have left on her. Any identifiable information that the public could use to help with those tips?
We do not.
Great.
Right to it.
I just no clue. It could have been one. It could have been more. I don't know.
Wow.
I'm getting concerned, Sheriff.
Is there someone else that can field these questions?
Wait, you guys want me to know answers on this stuff? I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Is there any indication that Nancy Guthrie is still alive?
Any indication she's alive still? Her medication.
We hope we are. We hope we are.
Sheriff said earlier.
We hope we are looking for somebody still alive.
If you're not sure if it's targeted, why do you believe there's no wider threat to the public?
Well, we have crime in Tucson all the time, right? Like any city. And so when you say a threat to the public, is there somebody out there who's kidnapping elderly people in the middle of the night every night? We've not heard that. We don't believe that's the case. We do believe that Nancy was taken from her home against her will, and that's where we're at.
Sheriff, when you reference violence at the site, can you elaborate on that? And also,
what do you got?
Any valuables taken, any bank or ATM cards used after her disappearance?
We're not getting into that. What I'd tell you is, like any crime scene, we processed this crime scene. We gathered all the evidence we could, to include looking for what? Fingerprints, DNA, camera images, everything you can imagine, and we gathered that out. Those things have been submitted forward to labs, to technological companies to help us.
He should not be by himself in this.
We're like you. We're waiting for those returns to come back.
Did you find DNA that did not belong in that house? The window of time from when she was last seen to when she was reported missing, and I know you guys are asking.
What's the window of time he's asking?
Way to narrow down what time you might be up. Like I know there was a report about a pacemaker.
Oh, that's what Sealand was talking about.
2 o'clock in the morning. Is there any way to indicate to people, hey, look around 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. to help them identify?
Good question.
I really don't want to get into narrowing down the time, because narrowing it down means we could miss some tips and leads. We're working on with the data we've submitted for investigative analysis.
This guy is odd.
If that time can be tightened up, but for now we're going with what we told you earlier.
I don't know if he's had a case like this before.
She was dropped off at 9:30, and she was found to be missing at about 11 o'clock Sunday morning.
All right. Yeah, he doesn't seem to have much more at this press conference. A lot of good questions coming in, but he's like, well, I don't know.
Why is he the only one?
He was up
we're
there.
still that small town that they have not called in.
Well, there was the other officer, but that other officer did not have much to say. I think he said 2 sentences, and then he was out of there after that. And now the sheriff is up there just kind of doing these questions and answer sessions at this event. But there's not a lot. Like he's not really delivering on a lot. So we'll keep an eye on that. We'll see if there's anything else interesting that ekes its way out of that. Also, one of the big stories about courtrooms and stuff today is that Jill Biden, former First Lady of the United States of America, her ex-husband has been charged with murdering his wife. Which is pretty crazy. It says Jill Biden's ex-husband has been charged with first-degree murder in the death of his wife. Damn. William Stevenson was indicted on Monday in Wilmington, Delaware.
Is that his wife?
The police responded. This is her. This is Jill Biden with this guy. Now, the husband who allegedly married his or murdered his new wife after Jill Biden. Jill Biden married this guy back in the 70s, back in 1974. They separated and went through a nasty divorce at the time. And then Joe Biden married Jill Biden a couple of years later in 1977. There was a 911 call out to the house, and they believed that this guy killed his wife, this person who was the former husband of Jill Biden. They believe he was responsible for murdering his wife, which is very, very strange. Other things, and let's put this on the Mo list, Seelan. I find this to be so interesting. A Brooklyn, New York judge has just ruled that something very different will be done with a jury that will decide the fate of a man who plotted to assassinate Donald Trump. This person, they believe, has ties to Iran. His name is Asif Merchant, and he's a 46-year-old. Yeah, the defendant is a 46-year-old Pakistani man who's accused of trying to hire a hitman as part of a multi-phase plot culminating in September of 2024, possibly with a shooting at a public political rally. The guy is charged with murder for hire and attempted terrorism charges. They think he's connected to the Iranians, but the potential jurors are so scared, they are going to allow the jury to be completely and totally anonymous, which is not something that they generally do. So I'd love to hear this because they think that these scary. Like they think the people who are worried if we find him guilty, will the country of Iran come after us? And so they're going to let the jury be completely anonymous. So let's put that on the list for Mo. That's a very weird one.
How do you not get a leak though?
I don't know. I mean, you would have to worry about a lot.
Open to the public, or you have to ensure that every single person, even your bailiff or court reporter, is also sworn to complete secrecy.
Are we talking anonymous after the fact? Or are we talking because I mean, a jury is not, the names of the jurors are not public until, sometime after a major trial like this.
Oh, here's the suspect. He is this guy, Asif Merchant, the Pakistani man who was plotting to carry out assassinations on U.S. soil, wanted to get a hitman. Again, I guess this never really got off the ground. But now they say they want this to be fully anonymous. And the judge says federal prosecutors requested an anonymous jury in part because of the legitimate concerns that jurors in this trial will fear that an associated defendant will target them during the high-profile case. On Thursday, District Court Judge Eric Committee agreed, saying that even though prosecutors may not present his ties to Iran to the jury, given the nature of the charges and the current tensions with Iran, anonymity will serve to protect the judicial process. So I don't know exactly how they're going to handle this, but that will be something else maybe that Mo wouldn't know. You're supposed to be able to face a jury of your own peers, and then sometimes they make those people's names public, and sometimes they don't.
Sure. That's
and in
terrifying.
this case, fully anonymous, and maybe is the jury, I would assume, not even physically in the courtroom.
Oh,
I would assume that these people are not even physically there, because that would pose a bit of a risk there. So, all right, we'll see. We'll get some updates on that for sure. I have the other Uber driver story that was absolutely mind-blowing that will work into the power hour of the show, and the reason why a mother got arrested. We have a ton to work in a short amount of time, and we'll get it all done in the power hour. And that is coming up next on the News Junkie.
Wherever your plans take you on Super Sunday, you can take the big game with you from the opening kickoff to the presentation.
Hello.
That accident's been cleared on I-4 eastbound before State Road 408. Traffic scanned by a lot.
People are starting to revolt about the sheriff in this case, seeming like an imbecile who has no control over the case. He said that apparently they have not reviewed a lot of the security footage that has been submitted so far. Very weird.
477 from the traffic center in James Birmingham. This report is sponsored by
Dan says, I don't think facing a jury of your peers in any way is supposed to entitle you to necessarily know their identities or be able to directly confront them. You are legally able to confront your accuser, I believe. But no, I don't think, there's nothing that I'm aware of, and there's certainly a possibility that it exists, but I'm just not aware of it, that allows you to know who the jury members are. You would just have to have trust in the judicial system when there's not physically somebody present in a courtroom, like, we assure you there's a jury over here, you know? It's a little weird. It's kind of interesting. The sheriff reminds me of Leahy from Trailer Park Boys. Did I pronounce that right? Leahy? He seems a bit odd, I'm going to admit. He seems, you know, everybody's pointing out that risk of sounding like a dumbass. He doesn't have the riz of a sheriff. You know what I mean? Like this sheriff who just threw this press conference that we tuned into in Arizona for Savannah Guthrie's missing mom. He doesn't have like the charisma and presence and grasp, and he's kind of like anxiety ridden. He's like, I'm not used to people hanging on my every word, and it seems very small town. What do you think? If you were the family member and that was the sheriff, would you be concerned, chat? Yes or no? If this is your family member's missing, and this is the performance of the sheriff, are you concerned? Yes or no? He's no Brady Judd? True. He has the riz of a confused Walmart manager? True. Yes, but I'm a paranoid person anyway. I don't think it's paranoid to be worried about this. He's giving incompetent vibes. He's giving incompetent vibes. He doesn't seem to know much about what's going on. Not everybody is as suave as you on camera. Well, I'll stay away from that. But I would say, even if you don't have presence as a sheriff, I would expect that you have more of a grasp of what's going on. And I'm not getting that out of this guy. I'm really not getting it. Okay, we're coming back. I'll bring this press conference back up. Here we go.
Click Grainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
Spice up the big game with a hot box from Dave's Hot Chicken.
Coming to you live from the JustCallMo.com studios. Accidents happen, but Mo's here to help. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. Visit JustCallMo.com or call 1-800-CALL-MO. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando, an iHeart radio station. Guaranteed human.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Pay. P-A-Y. Pay. Enter it now at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Broadcasting live from the world's most dysfunctional think tank. This is the news.
Subscriptions. Still 4 of those available. You can grab yours right now. Go over to thenewsjunkie.com. Thenewsjunkie.com is where you can claim those right now. It's easy to do. Just click claim and boom, you have a secret show subscription just like that. Wow, this is happening fast. That press conference did not go well.
No.
And Sabrina wasn't alone in saying, like, is this guy, like, the reaction that I've seen so far is this sheriff on the case of Savannah Guthrie from the Today Show, her missing mother? People are saying, is this guy ready for prime time? Does this guy have any idea of what he's doing? He seems incredibly, like, the way I phrase it, and I know this is so cheesy, and I hesitate to even say this, but he has no riz, like riz of a sheriff. You know, I don't know a better way to say it. Like, he doesn't have the persona, or he doesn't have like the presentation of a sheriff and the command of the press conference that I'm used to.
Not in that faction, not in the press conference that is national news because it's a public facing person's mother.
Do you think
now if you do like a small town like Georgie, he robbed the convenience store again, and I bet he kicked some ass, but this has to be the highest profile case that town has seen.
I would guess
Easily.
This is a smaller town in Pima County is where this guy's the sheriff in Arizona.
I have two questions to consider here.
Okay.
First of all, do you think that, you know, when we look at this guy as a sheriff, and we know the sheriffs that we're used to, especially in our neck of the woods, you know, your Grady Judds, your Chitwoods, your ones that love the camera, that love a good soundbite. Do you think they're watching this guy going, oh, what a loser?
Someone get him our giant poster board printer, please.
Ryan on YouTube says
Sheriff Freshman here.
Ryan says you could say swagger. That's a good one. Like, this guy doesn't have the swagger of a sheriff who and the command, most importantly, over what's going on there. He started the press conference out like not close to the microphones.
He's by himself. I would assume with something, I guess maybe it's going to be more high profile as we go on, but like 4 or 5 other people behind him that are involved in the case. But we're like, it sounds like this place, you go to send blood work and you get the results 4 months later. That's the vibe I'm getting.
My second question is, do you think that this would already be on our radar? Was it not linked to a person of note?
No,
not at all.
Especially with the way it's being conducted, but like
close though.
If it were just a random 80-something-year-old missing woman that was missing under suspicious circumstances, do you think it would have taken a couple more days for it to hit your desk?
Yes, a couple more days, but I think it still had potential because a missing older lady who was snatched in the middle of the night is an interesting story. I think it would have eventually probably pulled up a little more prominence, but now it's got the Today Show edge to it. And let's go back to the end of this because we didn't hear the end of the press conference. I guess the guy I guess at some point he said they hadn't even reviewed security footage.
Blood, DNA, any kind of.
I'll pump this up.
Evidence, fingerprints, anything, and all of that.
He's so quiet.
And submitted to a lab. That lab will report back to us what they find. So far, that what we found from that lab is nothing that would tell us this is who did this.
We'll take a couple more questions, and then the sheriff's got to go.
Sheriff, can you walk through the evidence that was found at the scene
Walk through the evidence
No, I
at the
cannot.
scene. No.
Bottleneck the surveillance footage. I know you said some of it is in the cloud.
Okay, I think this is the part. He's talking about the surveillance footage, and somebody said, has he not even watched the surveillance footage yet?
Reach out to tech companies that are saying they're cooperating. Why do you not have the surveillance footage on media?
That's what I tell them. How come I don't have this? Where's my evidence? It is a process, and I'm sorry, but we're grateful that there's large corporations and companies who have bent over backwards to help us, to say, hey, Sheriff, tell us what you need. And so, yeah.
He hasn't even seen
I
it.
can't slam them. And we've asked them. They know the urgency here, but I'm like you. What do you mean I don't know that now? Yeah, it's tough.
So weird.
Last question. You were asked if there was any ransom, and you didn't say.
Last question.
Following all leads. Does that mean a ransom has come in?
We're following all leads we have. That's all I can tell you. We've got hundreds of.
Why isn't he answering that question? If they asked you directly 2 times, has there been a ransom that has come in? And he says, we're following all leads. And then they go, you didn't answer that. You didn't say no. And he goes, we're following all leads that are coming in.
A ransom's not a lead.
No,
I wouldn't say.
Well, it leads you in the direction of.
But being evasive on that, does that give you the same feeling it does me that they're asking for a ransom?
A little bit.
That's what I get. Like, otherwise, if any missing person out there, they said, is there any ransom? Is anybody asking for a ransom for this missing person? They would go, no, we have no credible evidence of anybody asking for a ransom. That's not part of our investigation. Not answering that, very suspicious.
Yeah.
Very, very suspicious.
Or maybe the way you answer it. Because I imagine that even someone who has done this a million times and has an entire team, I don't know if answering that is productive. You answer that, and that opens up Pandora's box of, like, who's doing it? What does the ransom say? Is it going to impede the investigation? The way he answered it, also not great, because a lot of those questions are going to come up as well. But I don't know when it comes to getting a ransom note that they would mention that in a press conference.
I think that if they had that information, here's what I'm saying. Maybe I didn't get this across. I think that if there was no mention of a ransom note, no talk of this, no hearing anything from the people who may have abducted this woman, I don't think they would have hesitated to say, no, we haven't had any demand for a ransom. I've never seen before a hesitation when there is no demand for a ransom to answer that question. And when you do have a hesitation, I hesitate myself right now to put too much weight into it because this guy's just kind of strange. And I don't know if he's just doing things because of different reasons or if he's not answering that question because there is indeed some sort of ransom demand. Let's see what else he says. He's almost done.
And it's from you that produced those leads by telling people we need help. And I'm grateful for that. But I'm not going to get into all that. We have a team designated
a lot of double hands.
Deal with all of our leads. They're looking into all of that. We are sharing all of our leads with the FBI. They are helping us in evaluating
Nanos is this guy's name.
Where that priority should be. And so we're just look, I know you guys are doing your job and you're doing a great job. But we have a job to do too. And I really need to back away from this for a while, and we'll see you unless something breaks. We'll see you Thursday morning. PIO will give you a time frame. I'm guessing somewhere around 11:30.
This is very chill. This is so chill.
I want to know why they called this press conference. Like,
I don't know.
They even suggested.
Why are you doing the press conference is a great question. Yes.
On the New York Post, the story that I read about the report that Nancy Guthrie's pacemaker stopped syncing with her Apple devices pre-dawn Sunday. It said, as Arizona cops leading the case hastily called a press conference. Well, you hastily called it something like this because you've got something to report. I don't find that anything was reported during that press conference. We know nothing after it than we knew nothing more than we knew before.
Now, I'm no expert. I think you're kind of getting at the same thing here, Celine. Why throw a press conference if you don't have anything to say?
Yeah,
that to me is like rule number one is say we don't have any new information for you right now. Unfortunately, we don't need to throw a press conference just to throw a press conference.
You think a lot of people showed up media wise?
They did because there was a scheduled press conference. That's what this whole thing was. But they should have just said, we're not going to do anything until there's further developments in the case. I don't know what that accomplished. All very strange and interesting. So
actually, the only thing it did accomplish was like dropping people's expectation of the sheriff here.
Yeah. Maybe he's a genius. Maybe he's doing 7D chess behind the scenes, and we're going to find out who is responsible for all this. Maybe not, but I did want to share this with you. This was the story that I was teasing that didn't make it into jury duty today. Man tricked by scammers into fatally shooting a defenseless Uber driver 6 times has been sentenced. This was an old man named William
Picture
Brock.
is something else.
Look at that gun.
It is a very, very interesting story. Let me tell you about what caused these two people to be in this situation with each other. Somebody, you guys remember, I think this happened to you. Years ago, people used to spoof their numbers and our phone numbers were readily available out there.
Yeah.
So sometimes people would like maybe spoof C-Lane's phone to call another phone. I don't even know if like they've done that with you two back and forth or whatever, but people would have phone numbers from the show and certainly like call C-Lane and stuff. Well, this guy, this old man, gets a call, and the call that comes into his phone was placed by some internet scam person. The internet scam person said, you owe us money. I'm going to send a courier to your house to pick up this money, and you give it to them. And I'll give you more details in a second, but that's just the basic part of it. On the other side, that same person then hired an Uber to go pick up a thing, with not a person, but I guess you can hire an Uber to go pick something up to deliver it.
Carriage.
So the woman that you see was hired by the same person, and she shows up at this old man's house, and she's like, I'm here for the package. And he's like, oh, you're here for the package? You're trying to get me to pay this money, this scam? And she's like, all I know is I'm here for the package. And he's like, get over here. And he comes out with a revolver, like an old pistol. And then the woman goes, I'm going to leave. I'm just here for the package. And he goes, you get over. You tell me what I need to know. And he shot her.
And she had nothing to do with it.
She had nothing to do with this. The story goes like this. An 83-year-old man in Ohio will likely spend the remainder of his days behind bars for killing a 61-year-old Uber driver in front of his home, wrongly believing she was trying to rob him, when both the killer and his victim were actually duped by the phone scammers. Clark County Judge Douglas Rastatter said William J. Brock is going to serve 21 years to life in a state correctional facility. He was found guilty by a jury on all charges, including felony murder, felony assault, and kidnapping in the 2024 fatal shooting of Lolitha Hall. Brock will serve 15 years to life for the murder. The scammers behind the fatal encounter have never been identified. Both families lost loved ones because of this, and there are no winners here, said the prosecutor.
Do you think those scammers even know that this happened?
I think they were like listening in. It says, as Law and Crime previously reported, the fatal incident took place at the old man's house. It was 11:18 a.m. on March 25th, 2024. That morning, Hall, an Uber driver for more than a decade, accepted what she believed was a legitimate assignment from the rideshare company, directing her to pick up a package for delivery at the old man's home. Unbeknownst to Hall, the same person or people that directed her to Brock's home had also contacted Brock, threatening to kill his family unless he gave $12,000 cash to this woman. And they said the woman who's coming over will be, and they gave a description of the woman. Footage from a dash cam in her Acura shows her approaching Brock's home, getting out of her car and engaging with Brock before attempting to leave the home. But Brock trailed her closely, pointing his .22 caliber revolver at her, and at one point taking her phone away so she couldn't make any outgoing calls. He made no demands of Brock. Oh, no. Hall made no demands of Brock and only asked him about the package. Brock started making demands about her identity. That's when he took her phone and refused to allow her to leave. He did not call 911. It was not until after the shooting where he ends up scuffling with her and shooting her because he thought she was the bad guy. After the shooting, he called 911. You could hear her in the back saying, "Help me."
Oh, that's heartbreaking, man.
They've finally said, objectively, a reasonable person would not shoot a defenseless woman multiple times to protect themselves from the words of a scammer. That's the prosecutor. The act doesn't justify the act of taking another person's life because words scared him. Just a very interesting, bizarre story there. And this guy now will spend the remainder of his days, William Brock, the 83-year-old man will spend the remainder of his days behind bars.
My
Let us know
gosh.
what you think. Strange, huh? That's a weird one. I don't know. That's like
a lot.
Yeah, it's not because at a glance, I view them both as victims in a way, but you can't do what he did. You cannot do that.
No.
He was confused. He thought this woman was the bad guy. He thought that they had kidnapped somebody in his family. He thought that they were trying to get money from him, but she didn't know anything about anything. She just thought she was picking up a package for an Uber and ran into this guy with a gun who's very agitated. Wow.
And then this
communication.
happens, and we have no idea who was part of it. It's
Nobody.
insane.
The idea that the person
come on.
booked an Uber to pick something up and they have no idea who the person or persons behind this actually were. That is very...
To relocate some money
Mm-hmm.
to something like that versus I feel like a lot of money wasted in other places.
I mean, I would have to guess that they have IPs now on people making orders on Uber, on people requesting cars, on people requesting things be delivered.
Yeah. I mean, they have to take
really
some sort of form of payment to send it that way.
Yeah, I would hope that they would, at the very least, that they would have that.
At the very least, they should have the address that the courier was supposed to take this $12,000 to. Now, likely, if you're involved in this sort of criminal activity, that address is going to be some sort of safe house or some sort of drop house or something. You know, some house that has a for sale sign, you know, in the front yard.
But they got to be close to it, right? Whoever was doing this, that couldn't have just been random. I wouldn't have thought, rather, I should say. Somebody says, Kurt on YouTube says, correct. He's still at fault and clearly not thinking quite right. But that's how scammers work. They get you into an emotionally compromised state and they press that advantage. That's true. Yeah. What was the scammer's purpose? Well, it sounds like to get money. Sometimes it's just
chaos.
Sometimes it is. Yeah. Sometimes stealing is just to cause chaos. I remember the famous video of the scammer calling the
Pizza
person
guy.
in the one that I remember is calling the person inside the hotel room, and they said, "This is the front desk. There's been a gas leak in your room.
Oh, yeah.
You need to throw your chair through the window right now, otherwise you're going to die because of the gas leak in your room." And you hear the person throwing the chair through the window of their room.
Didn't they have
Why
to
did
get,
they
like,
do that?
Completely naked or something too?
That was you might be crossing
separate
wires with
one?
the McDonald's one. Yeah, the famous McDonald's one where somebody called and they were like, "We're from McDonald's HQ security. Bring in this employee. We just saw her steal something." And the person tells the manager on the phone, "Yeah, we saw her steal something on the footage. We're watching." And he goes, "Yeah." And they go, you need to strip her down. We need her to get totally naked." And the scammer was watching on the security footage as this employee stripped down naked. And the manager in that case got in trouble because they said he should have known that this wasn't normal and right. Sometimes it's just for chaos. All right, quick break. When we come back, we'll do a grab bag segment of all the things I've teased that I haven't gotten to, at least thus far this week or in the show. And we got more of your dispatches and emails and all the rest. It's all coming up next on the News Junkie.
AI can predict your behavior. We can barely predict our own. Real Radio 104.1. Guaranteed human.
From the Odoo.com Traffic Center, Odoo.com, the only business software you will need.
There's a couple accidents that might be slowing you down this afternoon on your ride here. The ramp from Monroe Road to I-4 eastbound's blocked. The ramp from County Road 46A to the Greenway northbound's partially blocked. Emergency crews are on there. There's a crash on I-4 eastbound before State Road 436. That's off to the right shoulder.
Hello. School mic activated. Hang tight. Just gotta get some Today I Learned audio very quickly. And I'll be right with you.
window. Pick up your phone and text the word trust right now to 20129. That's trust to 20129.
Hey Orlando, Joe Rossi here for Greenway Kia. It's a new year, and that means a new opportunity to get more for your The value of
All right.
differ by thousands depending upon where you go. At Greenway Kia, over 40 Greenway dealerships compete to buy your trade, and that competition could put up to $10,000 over Kelley Blue Book fair market value in your pocket. Start the year ahead at greenwaykias.com or visit one of our 3 metro area locations today. I'm Joe Rossi, and I want to see you in a Greenway Kia.
All right, I just got to get these queued up. Breaking news. Stand by for breaking news. Stand by for breaking news.
You can change the course of your life and the lives of people counting on you. Because we believe the better we care for nursing students now, the brighter the future of nursing will be. Galen, the now approach to nursing education. Join us at galencollege.edu.
Hey, Russ Rollins here. I'm here to talk to you about something that a lot of guys don't like talking about, and that's low testosterone levels. You know, the truth is men today have 20% less testosterone than guys did, so it's a thing to deal with. And when you have low testosterone, you feel sluggish, you lose focus all the time, you have trouble in the bedroom. Nobody needs any of that. Get hold of my friends over at Red Mountain Weight Loss. RedMountainWeightLoss.com. They'll help you get rid of that sluggish feeling. And if you call them now for a limited time, you're going to be able to get your testosterone levels set right, and they'll help you with GLP-1 weight loss medication. That's a $299.
Okay, last thing I got to check.
Call now.
And then breaking news coming your way.
That's RedMountainWeightLoss.com, or pick up your cell phone, dial pound 250, say the keyword Red Mountain, and you'll be connected in seconds. That's RedMountainWeightLoss.com. You'll feel a lot better when you get your testosterone right. RedMountainWeightLoss.com.
This Valentine's, surprise her with the most personal, most romantic, most meaningful gift ever. Beautiful jewelry from International Diamond Center. And when you do, we'll make sure you have all the bases covered. With roses, chocolates, and a gift card for a romantic dinner. All on us. At IDC, we've put together a special selection of ready-to-wear gifts. From classics like diamonds and pendants and diamond earrings to stunning new creations from top bridal designers. Italian gold jewelry, rare gemstone jewelry. These are gifts that she'll enjoy not just for a day or two.
Okay.
Decades to come. Come let our experts help you find the
All right.
perfect gift.
Breaking news. The government has voted in the U.S. House of Representatives to end the government shutdown. The government funding bill is ending the partial government shutdown and sending the bill to Trump's desk for a signature. That was a short shutdown. That was a very short shutdown. 3 minutes. I have to pee. I gotta do it. I'm sorry. I didn't want to, but I gotta do it. I only got 3 minutes.
Wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning. Most firms only manage your investments and refer the rest out, hoping everyone stays aligned. At Trajan, we built something different. Your wealth, tax planning, and estate planning are handled together inside one firm, under one roof. There's no guessing whether your CPA, advisor, and estate attorney are truly in sync, because our team works together every day on your behalf. When your financial life becomes more complex, your advice should become more coordinated, not more fragmented. One plan, one trusted team. Call Trajan today, 407-213-0000. That's 407-213-0000.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan State and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
Are you a fraud-paying American? 1 in 4 tax-paying Americans have been victim of identity fraud. With LifeLock, your identity, if it's stolen, we fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. And last year, billions in refunds were stolen. Could be from your salary, overtime, or second job gone. And this year, you don't need to stay a victim. Because this tax season, fraud-paying American is something no American should have.
I'm back, baby. I washed my hands. Guys, see this? Can you see that? 90 seconds and we're back. Look at this. Yesterday after the show, every day I have sticky rice and chicken. Grilled chicken and sticky rice as my lunch. With sriracha on top and a bag of pretzels. It's a nice, clean, good, low-cal lunch. that gets me going, and the consistency helps me. I'm dropping a little bit of weight as we go here. And yesterday, when I took my sticky rice thing out, I have to put holes in it to put it in the microwave, and I went, and I had the container in my hand, and I went like this, and I just stabbed my finger with a steak knife. I just, no hesitation, missed and stabbed my finger with the steak knife. Unbelievable. Stick my finger in my mouth? No! All right, here we go.
The Bay is officially locked in. A rematch of New England and Seattle. And iHeartRadio has your complete football coverage. Dive deep into early takes with the official NFL podcast network.
Here we go.
A rematch of New England and Seattle. And iHeartRadio has your complete football coverage. Dive deep into early takes with the official NFL podcast network.
Welcome to NFL Daily.
And go live with Fox Sports Radio to join the conversation.
The two best road teams in the NFL.
Plus, iHeart is the home of the Super Bowl 60 tailgate concert presented by NetApp. Just open the iHeartRadio app and search NFL to dive in.
Spice up the big game with a hot box from Dave's Hot Chicken.
Real Radio has your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Pay. P-A-Y. Pay. Enter it now at realradio.fm and answer your phone if you get the call. Good luck.
Because the newspapers don't come with cliff notes or potentially offensive accents.
And we'll see what we have here in just a moment. Plus, we'll get to more of you. You're part of the show. And I'd love to hear from you if you like to send something over, as long as it's interesting, as long as you're coming from an interesting perspective, as long as it's good content. It will be featured on the show. Tips at thenewsjunkie.com, TIPS at thenewsjunkie.com. And AK emails, junkies, my wife and 82-year-old dad, AK says, to tips at thenewsjunkie.com, went to the outdoor game on Sunday night at Raymond James Stadium. It was awesome, and temperatures were in the upper 30s. Jesus. My dad and I moved from Wisconsin in 1984 and both played hockey. I've not watched hockey outdoors since then, so it was very surreal for both of us. Plus, it was in a football stadium in Florida, so all around super weird but fun. And he says it was around 65,000 people. I'll tweet Sean a picture of our seats. We were way up there. You could follow the action pretty easily on the big screens, he says. Let's see if he tweeted at me. Just
so weird that you think, man, I've got tickets to an outdoor hockey game in Florida, and somehow it was still 30 degrees.
Yeah, good God. You would have thought you'd get some kind of break from it. He didn't tweet me a picture. I haven't seen that yet. He said it was 65,000 people, and we watched the entire intermission with the cancer donation check. It went like this. So here's the controversy we talked about earlier. He says it went like this. Guy comes out on ice to get a check of $100,000. Then, as a surprise to him and everybody, Rondé Barber comes out on the carpet, grabs the mic, and says, I have a surprise for you. If you make this shot through a nearly impossibly sized hole, we will increase the donation to $500,000. So the guy comes up there for the cancer, bonus and goes and he misses. And then Rondé Barber says, hang on, we'll give you another try. And if you get it, you'll get $1 million for the cancer charity. And he missed again. There was never going to be this $1 million donation. It was a surprise to give him the attempt to go for $500,000 and $1 million. And you know the way those contests work is they have to buy insurance for the contest. They did not promise $1 million up front and then pull the rug out from under him. Keep up all the good work, as always, AK. That's interesting.
I mean, yeah.
But then don't put $1 million on the screen.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the thing is, like, they went out there and they did a surprise. It wasn't, they wanted to donate this money to the cancer charity, and then they gave them a chance to bring it up. The only question is it wrong to have a person play a game so that you increase your donation to a charity? I don't think so.
I don't think so, but I also it would be in their best interest to not get heat like this if they're like, we're going to give this money anyways, versus, well, he missed the shot, so
yeah,
it would have been that much towards cancer.
I haven't seen it just up to chance in such a way. Like there's plenty of charity events where you're like, all right, I'm going to sweeten the pot. The more you guys donate, I'm going to match it and stuff like that, or we participate in a charity poker tournament, but the way we play doesn't necessarily affect the outcome of the money that's raised, aside from if we suck at it off the bat and we want to buy in to stay in the game longer.
Only positively, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It only makes it better, I guess. Andrew says the tips of the newsjunkie.com. Sean, I think you did a story on the Sunday bonus stream about the lady that had her car covered in several inches of ice from a water main break. Didn't we play that on the show? Was that the lady whose car was frozen?
No.
Okay.
We played the snowplow driver.
Okay, let me bring this up because the story he's talking about was absolutely wild.
Thick ice.
This poor woman, she leaves her car out by the side of the road, and she thinks, well, all is going to be well here. But then I guess a water main broke by it, and cars kept driving by and splashing water up onto the side of her car. And then her whole car was just like a carsicle, basically. Here it is. Okay. This is the woman's situation. This is her car.
I've never
And she's got the windshield wipers up in the air. Her car is so frozen in a block.
That water looks dirty as hell.
Yeah.
It does. And I said, what do you do? If this is your car and you come back to it, it's an icicle.
I think she posted a follow-up. There's four of her friends.
The email is about the follow-up here. I think she's talking right here in a second, but this is beforehand. Hang on. This is her car totally
it's
frozen.
Kind of funny, so it is what it is.
Tiana has an amazingly good attitude about her car now frozen under inches of ice in Northern Liberty.
It's an ice cube.
I shoveled it out on Monday, and I was driving on Tuesday, and then I left it in the same spot that I shoveled out.
Tiana is a school teacher in Philly, and while her Honda got the worst of it, a few other cars aren't going anywhere right now either. So lots of people assume water had dripped down from the L tracks above, but neighbors say, no, it was a water main break that caused all this damage. They said the water ran down Front Street for a couple days straight, and every time cars would go by,
God, these cars got drilled.
Water up onto these cars, just making layer after layer after layer of ice.
Poor lady. So she got her car in this massive ice cube, essentially, and this emailer was following up on this. He goes, she was covered in ice from the water break. NBC 10 Philadelphia did an update today because he's from Pennsylvania. Her car is now free of ice and was towed away.
Oh, good.
The insurance company said they're probably totaling the car.
Really? Why?
Due to the damage done?
Yeah, there's probably a lot of damage done to the internals. I mean, if that thick of a layer of ice is on the outside of the car, there's probably a lot of fluid inside that has frozen, expanded, cracked a lot of piping and all kinds of stuff.
Really?
So, and there's any way to avoid that in the future? Obviously, it was a pipe that broke, but some sort of protective layer that
I don't know. I mean, the pipe flooded the road, and then people were splashing through, and it was just continuously, almost like you're basting a piece of meat in the pan. It just like continue to put layer upon layer on this lady's car. This is the report he's talking about watching.
Iced over car that went viral after the recent winter storm. You know the one. Today, a tow company took the vehicle away. This is what the Honda Civic looked like last week,
out?
stuck in that spot on Front Street in Fishtown.
It's so frozen.
In ice. New video tonight shows a tow crew removing the Honda Civic earlier today. The owner tells us, unfortunately, the car is most likely totaled.
Damn.
She is still waiting on an inspection. So unfortunate. And, you know, this just came from...
I mean, it doesn't even look that bad. It's just, it was in a shell of ice, but I guess it did so much damage.
Even Encino Man came out on the right side of this.
Yeah, really? What the hell?
We were talking about with the hockey thing, our little side quest talking about how they have the prize insurance for those kind of deals with the half-court shots and the car and all that. And I don't know if somebody asked how much stuff like that costs, but somebody chimed in on the texting service that they threw a charity golf tournament once, and they wanted to do a $10,000 hole-in-one prize.
Yeah.
And the insurance for that was only $200.
What?
Really?
Seems like, I mean, it could be that the insurance company, the people that offer these kinds of deals, have vetted the golf course and said, not a chance on that hole. You're going to get a hole in one. So we're going to make this a nice low price for you.
Oh,
but not bad. $200
Challenge
to
accepted.
offer that challenge.
Yeah.
Looks like we have to find a golf course, boys.
Is this for air that you sent me, or is not?
It is for air, with the exception of you'll have to drop the audio.
Okay, hang on.
At some point, but I just got this video from my mom and dad, and they're in Miami, and as everyone's seen on the news, a lot of frozen iguanas.
Is that
wait?
Is this her Yorkies with a frozen iguana?
These are the Yorkies in their sweater vests, and Pinky is off to the races dragging this iguana.
She took the iguana and she's running with it. It's a big iguana too.
Oh, yep. And so now you can hear my dad talking in Spanish, saying, "Is it dead? I don't know. It might be frozen."
Está muerta?
And then that's where the curse words in Spanish start. Wait for it. Are you ready? Now 3 Yorkies have a hold of it, and my mom's trying to get a hold of them. And these are terriers
They're playing tug of war with the frozen iguana.
Is that the same iguana?
Yeah.
Look at me.
Oh my God. Your mom is picking up the dog from the iguana.
Listen, if terriers, they are cute in sweaters, but they instinctually are ready to tear nuisance up.
Look at this. She's got the iguana by the tail, and the Yorkie won't let go of it, and she's picked the Yorkie off the ground.
And she's like, "Ay, please, Rudy, help me." And my dad's just filming.
Chaos. These little dogs are murderous.
Now they're just, they're wondering if it's okay.
Oh my God, they
still
look sweet.
They're
They look
sweet
so much
dogs,
sweeter than they
but
are.
Instincts come into play. There's Mama.
Wow. That's a pretty big iguana, too.
Yeah.
It's got to be 3 feet long or so, I would
When
say.
it defroths, it's in for a real treat. A lot of little
Yikes.
Yorkie bites. But there you have it. If you want to see
All right.
it with curse words, Sabrina Ambra on Instagram.
All right. Wow. That was an experience that makes me think very different about those dogs.
Thank
I
you.
did not know.
That's why
that
they have 7.
Yeah. I did not know that they were like a little army of attackers. They were working together. It was like, they're like little.
You get the tail. I'll get
in
the
Jurassic Park, like the raptors, how they kind of work together to hunt. Didn't know that was a thing, but I guess Yorkies too. When we come back, final dispatches, stories that didn't make the cut. And today, we're going to wrap everything up for a Tuesday. That's coming up next on the News Junkie.
Real Radio is the Jim Colbert Show.
I'm not a dumbass. Like, I get it. I understand.
The Jim Colbert Show. Weekdays at 3 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Tuesday forecast. And across Central Florida today, we are going to be expecting more improvements in the temperature department. Even though we're still off to a bit of a cold start to the morning, we'll see temperatures warm their way into the mid-60s for this afternoon with a high of 64 degrees in Orlando. While that's still several degrees below our average high of 73, it is an improvement compared to what we've been dealing with. And we'll be expecting a partly to mostly sunny sky, even warmer temperatures tomorrow with highs back in the 70s. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Florida Prepaid College Program. As the largest, most successful prepaid program in the nation, Florida Prepaid has helped 1.2 million Florida families successfully save for college. Let them help you. Open enrollment is now. Plans start at just $29 a month. Enroll today.
Back to wrap up the show in just a bit here. But in the meantime, let me tell you about my favorite local company. It's a company called Mills Air. And if you're a homeowner, you're going to need them eventually because hopefully you'll be fine for now, but your HVAC unit, your AC, it's going to have problems at some point in time. And you're going to hope for the best and just call some rando company. Don't do that. Call Mills Air. They are trustworthy. They have the best techs in town. They're locally owned and operated. They're family owned and operated. They will be fair with you so that you call them next time there's an issue. Hopefully there isn't, but they hope that they can be your contact at Mills Air. They're a Carrier Factory authorized dealer, and they can get you huge rebates if you're going to get a new Carrier unit. Do this through Mills Air. Got problems? Heater not working? Mills Air. 407-277-1159. That's 407-277-1159.
reached the end of the tracks, folks. It's time to rate the show. Rate the show out of 10. 10 out of 10 is a winner. I will put it in the wheelbarrow. I'll bring it over to the Hall of Fame, which apparently is this. And I will unload, with no notes, the show that you rate a 10 out of 10 to the Hall of Fame. If it's a 1 out of 10, I will throw it right into the garbage and we'll never talk about it again. This is when you rate the show out of 10. Thank you for breaking the record and hitting the goal even faster than before. Thank you for all the gifted subs. Thank you to Sun State John for stepping up big. Thank you for everybody participating. Let's keep that momentum going. 8.5 sticky rice knife fights out of 10. A rock solid 8.5. 10 out of 10 dancing Epsteins. 8 out of 8. 8.9 downs ran out of 10. 10 out of 10 savage Yorkies. 10 out of 10 subs. 8 out of 10 you were a little judgy about the police officer in the investigation. I think the judgment was worthwhile and an interesting commentary on that dude. 10 out of 10 frozen iguanas being fought over by Yorkies. 10 out of 10 for streaming in the YouTube stream. We're going to work on that ad-free stream for Secret Show subscribers. I'll start digging in today. I got a meeting with the suits after the show. Oh. Hey! Where? Gene! There you go. We're good. Don't freak out. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Any good weekend plans? Oh, I'm going on a weekend cruise on MSC Cruises. We're going to White Sand Beach and Beanbag Chair.
Are you using nouns as verbs?
You can do that on MSC Cruises. One more time. The food. Rigatoni, French fry, and maybe a gelato. How about you?
Yeah, I was going to...
Stand by. This is somebody's magnet submission. If you claim any magnets on Twitch, always email. Thank you.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently.
Cut to 4 hours of camera leveling. LOL. Wait, hold on. Is it not level?
For more information about
1 minute.
go to realradio.fm/rules.
You can feel the excitement of the air at RC.
Oh, now I don't have enough time.
DeLand and Ocala. But we fumbled. We ordered way too many Mitsubishis, plus truckloads of free.
Yeah, we're good. Okay. You are all chatters of the day. Everyone wins. Everyone wins. Congratulations. Congratulations for unlocking a bonus stream this week. Stay gold.
SUVs with 0% financing for 60 months and too many pre-owned. There's a flag on the play. It looks like credit interference. No problem. We have banks and credit unions ready to lend with low rates. But hurry, when they're gone, they're gone. Take the winning drive to RC Hill Mitsubishi. In DeLand, just 2 miles off I-4. DeLand and Ocala. RCHill.com. RCHill.com. Prime down, $535 a month, 72 months at 6% APR, plus tax tag title to qualified buyers.
Here's to 50 years of sweet tradition. Since 1976, Springtree has captured the essence of Vermont's maple heritage, bringing the warmth of spring and the sweetness of nature to your table. For 5 decades, they've honored the craft of tapping trees and creating 100% pure maple syrup. Grab your Springtree bottle at Publix today.
Occupying the space between high society and prison tattoos. This is the news.
Cut. And today I learned to wrap everything up for a Share the Show Tuesday. And I hope you were doing just that today. Thanks to everybody who shared the show on a Share the Show Tuesday. God bless you. You're the best. You're unbelievable. Nobody's better. I don't care what they say out there. But I do want to share with you because I teased this like crazy and then never ended up posting it. But there's a new documentary about Michael Jackson with previously unheard audio of the singer. And allegedly in this, there's some new stuff. I've got the promo trailer right here. And I think, is this it right here? This is supposed to be new audio of Michael Jackson that's creepy.
The inside story of the trial that shook the world.
All right.
Want to just touch me and hug me.
He said, children want to just touch me and hug me. That's Michael Jackson.
The things that Michael reveals in those tapes have no precedent.
Unreleased footage.
I don't think it was meant for the public to see.
I was told that if you say or do anything, you're going to kill your career.
Sheriff's Department, we have a search warrant.
The entire accusations against Michael.
I've seen some of this.
He could abuse with impunity.
Kids end up just falling in love with my personality. Sometimes it gets me into trouble.
Ooh, he said, kids end up falling in love with my personality. Sometimes it gets me into trouble. Not great. Doesn't sound great. Michael Jackson's still controversial on account of the kid stuff. And
a couple
that's
pictures of him with Epstein.
Is he in there? Yeah, he's in there. He can cast a wide net, that Epstein guy. And also, federal officers in Minneapolis are to get body cameras effective immediately. Some of them did already. All of them will after this. That seems like a good idea. That seems like a smart idea for all of these officers to get body cameras so you can see what the hell is going on. All law enforcement, all of them, every last one, should have body cameras. It's better for the law enforcement. And it's better for the people who encounter them every single time. Cameras make nothing worse. They only make things better in terms of determining what the truth is in these scenarios. And with that, it's time to get the hell out of here. Let's do Today I Learned.
The following information may make you feel smarter, but will not actually increase your IQ. So don't get cocky. Now it's time for what we call Today I Learned.
It is Today I Learned for a Tuesday, February 3rd, 2026. Today I learned this television show.
Oh, South Park.
That's right, South Park. This is an orchestral version. South Park, Bigger, Longer, and Uncut was supposed to be NC-17 due to excessive profanity in the movie, with the word F, the F word, being used 146 times alone. The MPAA said that 400 or more swear words would get them an NC-17 rating on the South Park movie.
Bull.
Matt
The
Stone
Wolf of
and
Wall
Trey
Street.
Parker.
Wolf of Wall Street has 569 curse words in it.
Does it? That must have been afterwards.
Yeah.
Is that after the South Park movie, time-wise?
It
Maybe
is.
they changed it. It says, so Matt Stone and Trey Parker cut the number from down to 399, one less.
All right. Casino was 1995, 422 curse words in it. And
Really?
they tried to give it NC-17, but I think they took out some violence to get to the R.
This says, from the Wikipedia page about South Park, Bigger, Longer, Uncut, of the 6 times the film was screened to the MPAA, it was designated NC-17. After 5 screenings, the last of which was 2 weeks before the scheduled release. Jesus. A marketing agent from Paramount called Parker and Stone and said the studio needed an R. In response, they contacted the producer. They said there was too many and they needed to cut down to less than 400 swear words. Maybe internally they thought that was the number?
There were some other things that they had to cut out, too. There's a very funny letter that he had to write the MPAA people.
But now they don't care, right? Because PG-13 even has curse words.
There's no consistency. Watch This Film Is Not Yet Rated. It's a great documentary on the process of rating movies and how secretive it is and stupid at times.
Today I learned this guy.
That's George Michael.
That's right. Today I learned the police officer who arrested George Michael for sex acts in a bathroom sued George Michael for emotional distress.
Are you kidding
The
me?
Beverly Hills police officer, Marcelo Rodriguez, filed a $10 million lawsuit against George Michael, complaining the singer's single Outside in its video mocked him. He also alleged that George Michael described him as waving his genitals in front of him and being guilty of entrapment. And he sued and lost against George Michael. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We do appreciate it. We're back tomorrow, same time, same place. Missed any of the show? Get the podcast at the